What we do here is go back.
Hey now, everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the show. It's Friday morning, guys. Friday morning indeed, and you guys know what time it is. Yeah. You know it's alright. Right here in America, guys. For today's episode of Tune In Live, titled Taking Shape. You guys are tuning in now. We are live on YouTube, we're live on Kick, and we are live on Twitch. Depending on what platform you guys are joining in on, hit that follow, hit that like, and hit that subscribe, guys. That's right. Welcome to the show. And we got a lot of things to talk about today. Yes, we do. So maybe you guys took hither into our show last week, where I really laid into a lot of things, talked about a lot of things last week, especially that big hippopotamus. What was her name? Dank Damas? Yeah. Apparently, somebody said they fired that Lyft driver. Somebody said they fired him. He got fired from Lyft because he turned down somebody. He told somebody that he couldn't take him. Wow. You know what? I side with the Lyft driver. I side with him. Like, I wouldn't let some big behemoth that weighs close to 500 pounds that can't fit my car, I'm not going to let them in my fucking car. Like, what the hell's the matter with y'all, you know? So anyway, it is Friday morning. It's another episode of Tune In Live. Guys, if you've checked out the channel this week, any of the channels this week, I did go live a good bit this week. I did go live quite a few times. I had a little bit of time on my hands this week. The kids were occupied. Mel was busy with other things. She was helping a couple friends out as well as working. And, of course, I work at night, too. I was streaming some good games this week. I was streaming a couple that I was getting addicted into. One of them was called Immortals Phoenix Rising. It's Greek mythology. It's very vibrant, you know. It's got some good humor to it. It's open world. It's like Assassin's Creed, mixed with something else. Mixed with Zelda, yeah. It's like Assassin's Creed mixed with The Legend of Zelda. You know, if you guys enjoy games like that, check that one out. You know, it's on all platforms. And I think the following day I was playing Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which is a good game. You know, those newer Star Wars games that are done by Respawn Entertainment and EA, they're very good entries. I was actually getting into the story too. I played that for about 2.5 hours. That streams up, and of course yesterday we got some sad news. If you guys are fans of the Resident Evil video game franchise, you know, or just Resident Evil in general, Resident Evil 8 came out back in, I think it was 2021 when it came out, and it came out with a download code for a free game that came along with it. It's a multiplayer portion of the game called Reverse. And the only way you can get that game, the only way that you can get it is if you purchased Resident Evil 8. And I remember when I bought it, and it took them about a year just to get the servers off the ground for that game. And everybody's been waiting. They've been wanting to play it. They were like, where the hell's the game at? Why haven't you gotten up and ready? And then they finally put it up there, right? I played maybe a few games of it here or there, and I was like, it's intriguing. You know, I like it for what it is. And I haven't played it since. I haven't played it in like 2-3 years. And then we got the dreadful news from Capcom 2 days ago on February 5th that come June 29th. Now, this is gaming news, guys. And I usually don't do gaming news, even though I used to do gaming news on the show. And Tune In Live is about a lot more than just politic talk and stuff, you know? But let's do some gaming news. Let's talk a little bit of gaming, you know? So, 2 days ago, Capcom announced that they were ending the servers for the game come June 29th. And I did tweet out some stuff on X, Twitter, what do you want to call it. And one of them I retweeted. It was from somebody over at Horror Game Central. He posted, Capcom has confirmed that Reverse servers will be closing on June 29th. And the roadmap for it is February 5th already passed, so there was a notice of that. March 3rd, there will be the removal of Reverse application from online stores and the removal of purchasable DLC from online stores. So if you have yet to get the game, if you have yet to buy the DLC for it, do it now. I mean, the only real DLC in the game is maybe character skins, and they're like $3 a pop. And I'm like, why would I want to waste money on DLC for the game right now when the game's going to be completely unplayable come June 29th, which is when the service ends for the game? So it's like they tell you, okay, if you want to get the DLC, go ahead and get it, play it while you can. I was like, okay, so we got 4 months to play that game. 4 months. So it's like I'm going to pay out, I mean, what is it, like $20, $30 worth of fucking DLC just to play it for what? 6 months and shit? It's like, fuck that shit, you know? But there is a topic here that goes along with it, the notice. And I will definitely put this in Discord. I'm getting Discord up now. Even though it's not really a related article, it goes into the website for Resident Evil. And I'll put that there. Captain Planet, is this going to be the morning show? Yep. And I'm live now with it. So there's an update for our buddy Captain Planet right there. I know you guys hear me smelling. I think I'm smelling piss. I'm like piss around here. I think the fucking cats might have peed somewhere. I don't fucking. Oh shit! I put the link in the wrong goddamn. Fuck. I was meant to put that down into the Tune In Live scraps. So if you guys are new to the channel, or if you guys are in a Discord and you're here with me right now, I do have a chat section, or channel section, I should say, for Tune In Live scraps and the other side scraps down in podcast leftover. So if you guys want to take a look at that. So this is on the ResidentEvil.com website. This is a notice from Capcom themselves, and they put the notice out and they said, "Thank you for playing Resident Evil Reverse. This is to inform you that service will be ending for Resident Evil Reverse, which has come packaged with the purchase of Resident Evil Village for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and Steam. The application and all of its related DLC will no longer be available for download or purchase. Resident Evil Reverse was developed in celebration of the 25th anniversary of the Resident Evil series, and your overwhelming support for the game has far exceeded our expectations since the time of its release. Now that we've reached a new turning point for the series, we feel that Resident Evil Reverse has served its original celebratory or celebratory. I don't know. Purpose admirably. We are incredibly grateful for your warm support for Resident Evil Reverse, and we deeply apologize for bringing you this disappointing news. You made it. Yeah, just in time, man. Only 12 hours in, 12 hours, 12 minutes in. I don't know. If you're watching on Kick, you're probably like 12 hours in. It's really heating up now in the world. Oh, I'm getting ready to talk about that too, man. There's a lot to talk about with that shit going on. But yeah, I figure I cover some gaming news ahead of everything. But yeah, it is sad. Like, I did a stream yesterday. Sadly, I had to cut it short, but I will be streaming more of it this weekend, hopefully. I was getting more into it. I was getting more infused into it. I was actually getting better with it. It's basically, it's multiplayer. You go in there. It's a free for all type of game anyway. You play as the humans. The character, pretty much most of the characters from the remakes of all the games, and the enemies like the blob monster. What's his name? Baker. The father from Resident Evil 7 and such like that. You get to play as those characters. I was having fun with it, and then I had something come up abruptly toward the end of the stream, and I ended it. So if you guys want to check that stream out, that is uploaded on YouTube. It's uploaded on Twitch and such. It's also uploaded on Rumble. I'm not live on Rumble right now, but I will upload today's episode onto Rumble. So if you guys have an account over there, please make sure you click that link down below. I think I have a link down below for Rumble. I think I do. No, I don't. I gotta add a link for Rumble down below. But yeah, our country is at war with all the protesters, and Democrats are lighting. Yep. Yeah, I'll definitely talk about that here in a little bit. I got a lot to talk about with that. I got stuff that's tweeted out, retweeted on Twitter and shit. So yeah, the schedule until the end of service for this game, Resident Evil Reverse. March 3rd, there will be the removal of all the Resident Evil Reverse applications from the online stores, removal of all the purchasable DLCs, which is basically the character skins that you get from the different games, the Premium Pass, the RP boosters and such, and then of course June 29th, that's when the service will shut down for the game. Reverse will no longer be included with your purchase of Resident Evil Village. Customers who own a download copy acquired before the date or have already a download code to acquire Reverse will still be able to download the application until service is ended, and then you will no longer be able to play Reverse once the service has officially ended. So there is no offline mode. This game is going down just like Friday the 13th went down. And that's one thing I do like to bring up. It's like, why would you put games like that out there? And I know that, games like that can get tiring over time. And people do get tired of playing the same thing over and over again. There's games like The Evil Dead, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. There was a couple others that came out that are basically like Friday the 13th. Those type of games, they come out, they're online multiplayer, people are playing them, and then other games come out, and people are, they're attracted to those. So it's like, I don't know. It's like the player base goes down, and then they're like, okay, well, we're not making, any leeway with this. People are not playing anymore. Let's just shut the shit down. And it's like, and then when you go to shut it down or announce that you're shutting it down, your player base comes back, and people are like, no, keep it. But it's already too late, so they're already putting as much time as they can into those games. So it is sad that games like that, they end up going in the graveyard early on, especially the free-to-plays. Like, a lot of free-to-play games now, they don't even last a year. There was one that came out alongside. It's kind of like it goes along not Rocket League, but I forgot what it was called. It was out for like a year and a half, and then they were like, "Oh no, we're done with servers. We're not gonna put any patches out. We're not gonna do updates. We're just gonna fucking close it out." Like, what the fuck? Don't put out a game A multiplayer game. Don't put a free multiplayer game out that you're not going to discontinue after a year. You know, people are having fun with this shit, and then you're like, oh, we're not making money from it. People are not buying the premium passes and all that shit. So, yeah. Yeah, the Hunt game made from Ubisoft. Yeah. I don't know what it is with game developers, you know? I don't know what it is. Like, you put out free games, okay? And they're fun to play. And the only way that a lot of these companies are making money off of them is cosmetics. Cosmetics and certain in-game items, you know? That's how they're making their money, you know? If you want to buy that heavily upgraded gun that gets you into the next part of the game, you know, you got to pay out $10 for, you know? That's what the companies are expecting. But it's like, well, people don't want to pay for that shit. You provide a game, you provide a service, people are playing it, people are enjoying it. Yeah, I actually liked that game. It was better than Call of Duty, yeah. Now, Call of Duty, it amazes me that Activision will put out a $60, $70, even an $80 or $90 tier game. And then they'll still charge you at least, what was it, $20 or $30 for the season passes. Or if you want to unlock like the first 20 tiers of the season pass, you pay $50 or $60, you know, just for extra shit. So you got to pay out $70 for a game. Then you got to pay out another $30 or $40 just for the season pass. And then the seasons only last maybe 2.5, 3 months. And then when the season ends, you're expected to buy another season pass if you want to continue with that. Just to get, what, little cosmetics, little ornaments for your guns and costumes and you know, and colorful skins for your weapons. I'm like, I just want to play the fucking game. That's all I want to do. Whenever a new Call of Duty comes out, I get on it. I go through the single player. I do everything that I want or I can in the single player. It's like I said before. It's like when a game developer, when a publisher creates a game, and they put a lot of material into the game, they put a lot into it, and there's a lot of people out there that will just push through just to complete it, and then complain about how short the game is. It's like, you didn't take your time to enjoy it or explore. That's what I do. I explore games. I get everything that I can out of it. If there's collectibles in Call of Duty, I'll go around finding them and I'll collect them, and I can 100% a campaign. Be done with that. I was like, okay, now comes the multiplayer and then the zombie mode, and that's all I'm doing. That's all I'm going to fucking play. That's how I do Call of Duty. Yeah, GTA 6, you got to throw out $125, and it goes up to $300. That is only a rumor right now. That's a rumor that's been going around for a little while, that they're talking about how GTA 6 is going to be like $120 or something like that. Now, I can see, just like with the way games are nowadays, and they offer a lot of content to go along with it. Like, you got a base game. Base game will most likely be, no doubt, $70 for GTA 6. Now, more likely, it will come with GTA Online, or it'll come with another online counterpart where they'll probably close off GTA Online from GTA 5 and they'll have another whole counterpart, and they'll probably add a season pass to it, because that's the big money maker for a lot of developers. Everybody's going in the route of season passes. That's how developers are making their money. Do you want a new costume or a new weapon skin for your guns and shit? Do you want a new skin for your vehicles in the game? Yeah, pay out another $40 for this. So I could probably see that. I could probably see them doing the base game, and then if they go up to 125, I could see, like, for the online, instead of shark card, maybe they may still do the shark card currency for the online. I'm not sure. They could probably very well just say, "Hey, do a season pass, and maybe you can rank up online, and you can open up shark cards, kind of like in Call of Duty. You know, like you go up every 10 levels, you open up a million in shark card currency or something. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there, but that's always a possibility. That's what Rockstar could do. But that's the newest thing right now is a lot of these game developers are going the route with season passes. That's why a lot of these newer games that are coming out, they're free to play. One of the most recent ones that come out was Marvel Rivals. That's a free to play. That's basically Overwatch. That's basically Overwatch with Marvel characters. But I can see, like, right now it's got a big player base. It's got a very big player base right now because it's almost like in competition with Overwatch, or at least Overwatch 2. That game kicks ass. I gotta really get back. I gotta really, really get into it because since it's like Overwatch, I don't really play I haven't played Overwatch that well in years. Like, I used to be fucking kick-ass at Overwatch, and I stopped playing it. Now I'm like, if I get into it again, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, you know? But that's all it is. It's, you know, Marvel characters. I tried playing it, and I didn't do too good at it. I think I'll have to really get back into it to really get into it. I might download it on PC. I don't feel like moving anything else off my Xbox to install that game. I've always said that too. I've always said how much I hate the idea with the new Xbox consoles that they cannot do what the PS5 does. Now, granted, over the last 30 years, I've played PlayStation. I played Xbox since I graduated in 2004. You still want your COD Ghost 2 or Advanced Warfare 2? There's always a possibility. I mean, it's always up in the air depending on what they're going to do. I mean, there's people that are calling for, like, Ghost 2, you know? Like, Ghost is an underrated gem for a lot of gamers, a lot of Call of Duty fans. But yeah, I've played every console for PlayStation. Except for, well, I've played PS5, but I don't own a PS5. I've had every generation of Xbox. I've had 3 different Xboxes. 2 of them had a hardware error, you know, the Red Ring of Death and all that shit, so I got to experience that. Hey, what's up, Hoyt? Hi, and bye, dude. Chat with you later. Oh, thanks for stopping in, man. Good seeing you here, buddy. I don't know if you saw what I sent you in on Twitter. I'm not going to mention it here because it's not worthy of, you know, being on the show. But yeah, check out what I sent you on Twitter whenever you get the chance. But yeah, I've had every generation of Xbox, and right now, like with the Series X. Okay, so both PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series consoles. Let's say you have a copy of The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3 is almost 10 years old. That game came out in, what, 2000? Actually, it is 10 years old, I think. Oh, wait a minute. I think it is 10 years old. Has it really been 10 years for The Witcher 3? I gotta look this shit up. Because I do remember buying it and playing it at... Let's see. Yeah! The Witcher 3 came out 10 years ago, May 19th. Holy shit. The Witcher 3 came out May 19th, 2015. Damn. Time went fast for that game. So that game's been out for 10 years, right? And it's very popular. I still ain't beat it. It's a good game, though. So they did an upgrade, a next-gen upgrade for it, which is basically another 10 to 20 gigs of space needed for graphical upgrades. That's all it is. It's graphical upgrades for next gen. You know, ray tracing, faster load times, 60 frames per second, 4K, all that fucking stuff, right? So, a game that I have for Xbox One, right? I could play that either on my internal drive or I could play it on my external hard drive. You could do that with OG, 360, and Xbox One games, you can install them on your external hard drive, and they will play. Yeah, you only had to play the third game and then only seen the TV show. Yeah, I didn't play the other ones. I only played a little bit of the third one. I still haven't watched the show yet. I hear good things about it. I've been meaning to try to find it and sit down and watch it, but I never really got around to it, or I forgot about it. But I heard good things about it. But yeah, let's say I want to play the Xbox One version. I could play that off of an external hard drive, right? Well, when the new console came out, a lot of these games that have the next gen quality of graphics, especially with utilizing the hardware and all, they are required to be played on the internal SSD drive. Or you can get those little, they look like miniature memory cards that you can plug in to a slot in the back of the console. They're they're extensions. It's an SSD drive. So right now, I think it's either out right now or you can get it. Yeah, I think it is out right now. They do have a 2 terabyte Xbox Series X. But when I got mine, it was only a 1 terabyte. 1 terabyte is not big enough. It's not enough space for a lot of these games, because a lot of these games nowadays, mind you, are anywhere between 50 to 100 gigs. They need 50 to 100 gigs of space on your drive, right? And then you got monsters like the new Indiana Jones game, which takes up a whopping 130 some gigs of space. Or then you got the grand monster of them all, Call of Duty. Call of Duty, if you get Black Ops 6 for everything, the campaign, multiplayer and all that, that's close to 300 gigs. Close to 300 gigs. Now, Activision did install something on the game where you can actually uninstall certain pieces of the game that you don't play. For example, if you want to play the campaign, install the campaign, play it, beat it, do everything that you can with it, uninstall the campaign and you can keep the multiplayer installed, but then you got to account for updates and new maps that download and shit like that, and you're still gaining it. Yeah, there's one, yeah, but only games that always want update to 50 to 100 gigs each time play. Yeah, and Halo Infinite's another one. Actually, Halo Infinite just fucking updated the other day for me. I don't even know what the fuck it updated. You know? They just added a new game mode on there, right? But what pisses me off is they took SWAT off. They took fucking SWAT off. They called it Tactical Slayer, but they took SWAT off. That is like the only game mode I play on Halo is fucking SWAT. That's why I go back to the Master Chief Collection. I go there for SWAT, I'm addicted to SWAT. I will play a regular Slayer, yes I will, but I'm more addicted to SWAT, it's like the one-shot headshot kills. Oh, I'm a fucking gazelle at that. But yeah, that's what that's what really grinds my gears. It's like the new Xbox, it forces you to install. Well, even getting back to like games like The Witcher 3, games that are like 5, 10, 15 years old. And they're like, oh, we're going to give it a graphical upgrade to the new console. So you're required now to download that upgrade patch for that old game, and you're required to install it on your internal SSD in order to play it. You can't revert back to the Xbox One version, it's fucking stupid. Now, the PlayStation 5, from what I hear, and a lot of people have told me this, that gives you a chance, it gives you a choice to play the PS4 version or the PS5 version. That's one thing that Sony did get right with that. Microsoft, no, they just force you to fucking install the shit on there. Yeah, they did take SWAT out, man. Like, I went in there to the playlist. I'm looking for Tactical Slayer. Nope. Not even there. So I'm like, fuck. I'm just glad that they keep up with the servers on the Master Chief Collection. You know, I do enjoy going over there and playing that a lot. You know, I love playing Halo. But yeah, I mean, hell, Halo 5, you can't do online on there right now. Like, the servers are up, but they're dead. Nobody's playing Halo 5 online. You're looking at now. Yeah, I told you, man. It sucks. I still got to beat the campaign for fucking Infinite. I was trying to do that the other day, and then I got sidetracked with something else. But yeah, that's what I hate. Like, I just wish Microsoft would put it in their coding and just say, look, just put it in your BIOS. If you offer a free upgrade update for any older game, when I go to play that game, give me the option to play Xbox One or Xbox Series version. I don't want to play the Series X version because I'm tired of having to move games off of my SSD onto my external drive and then just moving games around. I don't uninstall games. It's a pain in the ass to download them. I just move. It's easier to move them, but it's a pain in the ass because you got to move this game from the internal to the external here, and then you got to move what you want to play on. It's a pain in the fucking ass. Yeah, Halo 5 is a dead zone. Halo 5 is only good for like the campaign and whatever the PvE options they have on there. Yeah, you can't even do the online shit. I don't know. Maybe if you got into a group of, if you had a group of friends that are like in a big party and be like, hey, let's all get in a fucking party game and hash it out on there. That's the only way. That's the only way you're going to be able to get that. That's the only way you're going to be able to get that. But yeah, that's just my my little rant on Xbox when it comes to that shit. I swear. There is another thing that is kind of game related. I don't know if you or anybody else listening are familiar with Rooster Teeth, the online entertainment company Rooster Teeth. They disbanded about 2 or 3 years ago. They were the team behind TV shows, online TV shows like Red vs. Blue, based off of Halo. I love Red vs. Blue. Actually, I haven't watched Red vs. Blue since God. I think I left off on season 4 or 5. I know there's like 10 or 15 seasons. I got to do a lot of catching up on that. But yeah, they disbanded. Well, yeah, Griff, Sarge, Caboose, Church. I swear the first season is my favorite fucking season of all. You know, when it started out, especially that fucking tank. You know, you got what the fuck is his name? Was it Caboose? I think it was Caboose. He was in the yeah, it was Caboose. He was in the fucking tank, and he scared the red team off, and the fucking tank was like, new target acquired. And Church is hiding behind a rock, and he's like, hey, yeah, I am Church. Hey, buddy. He's like, no, that's not a target. He's like, oh, please, Sheila. Yeah, Sheila. Please, Sheila. Like, nice lady. And it's like firing cannon. He's like, uh-oh. And Tucker's like, uh-oh. And Church is like, oh, son of a boom. Fucking Tucker, he's like, you killed Church, your team killing fucktard. He's like, Church, you hear me? He's like, Tucker, I just wanted you to know I hate you. I've always hated you. He's like, yeah, I know. Now die, you prick. Now I gotta fucking watch that. Now I gotta watch that after the stream, first season. I think the first season is on Tubi TV. I think it is. The first 2 seasons is on there. That shit had me fucking going. Yeah, Sarge is a wild one too. Oh my god. Yeah, he always wanted to fucking kill off. Oh, what was his name? The yellow one. Yeah, he hated that motherfucker. What the fuck was his name? Oh shit. And he wanted what's his face to do it too. He was like, yeah, fire, just shoot him or some shit, you know, like Rookie. Yeah, and then you got the Rookie there. He's like, oh my god, do they sell headlight fluid at the store? Do you have headlight fluid? No, but we got this flag. I guess I could go back with the flag. They're gonna be mad at me. He's like, okay, sure, I guess. Oh shit, that was a fucking good show, man. It's sad that it ended, but there is some good news though, and I tweeted this out yesterday. Rooster Teeth has been revived. It's under new management. The brand, alongside many of the assets, have been acquired by co-founder Bernie Burns and his company Box Canyon Productions. So yes, Rooster Teeth is now going to be under new management. Yeah, shit. Maybe I'll watch the whole 15 seasons. That's what I need to do. I need to binge watch that shit. I gotta find it and binge watch it. But yeah, Rooster Teeth. Yeah, they are now under new management. They are being revived. They have been revived. I can't wait to see what is next for them. To see what's going to happen with them. But that is definitely some good news. Rooster Teeth is back. What is this Xbox Series X trending on Twitter? Oh man, yeah. I wonder how long that'll last. Hopefully, it'll last a while. Oh, I forgot that they are releasing the Series X version of Starfield. Man, I'm glad I play it on PC. I ain't gotta worry about that shit. If I had it on Xbox, I would be forced to download that fucking upgrade, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking do that. Yeah, I seen the rumor that they're supposed to. I think either they did it or they're getting ready to do it. But yeah, they're going to release the Series X upgraded version for Starfield. And somebody shared it out. Nico on Twitter shared it out 22 hours ago. 120 frames per second on Series X. You really want to play Starfield? It's a good game, man. It really is. I played through it a little bit. I forgot how far I got into it. It's supposedly about as big as No Man's Sky, or just as good as No Man's. It's like things like Fallout and Skyrim, you know, but in like the theme of No Man's Sky, you know, with ships and futuristic planets and, you know, exploring planets and shit like that. That's what it is. It's a good game. But yeah, it's getting ready. They're getting ready to release the Series X version of it here real soon. So it might be this week. It might be next week. Yeah, we shall see. Let's see. Somebody shared 8 hours ago. Vesco and the Mantis sounded like a 70s cop show title. Not that I'm dating myself with the fake show title. Just having fun in Starfield. Yeah, I really need to. Oh, there was another thing that was announced this week. If you guys haven't seen the trailer for it. They announced Battlefield Labs. I guess the main problem is loading screens, I'm told. I don't remember there being too many bad loading screens for it. It's actually been a year or so since I played it. I've been meaning to get back into playing it. But yeah, EA announced Battlefield Labs this week. If you guys haven't seen a video for that. So what it is, EA is working hard on the next Battlefield, which is said to at least release either by the end of this year or next year. So what they did, they're getting a team of game testers, or just, you know, people who sign up for it, who can, you know, go to one of their labs or one of their buildings or businesses or whatever, something like that. Just, yeah, you just look up the trailer. They want people to test out pieces of the game that they're putting together, and they want to make sure that the game is the best playable experience for when it launches. So I'm guessing they're taking it little by little right now, just so they don't have like a faulty launch. Like, look at Battlefield 2042 or whatever the latest one is. When that came out, there was very little added to the game. it's just strictly multiplayer. There wasn't a whole lot going on with it, but it had a pretty bad launch, and it took it like a year or two to actually get off the ground with some more content added to it. Yes, it does suck ass. I bought the Xbox One version when it first came out. Actually, funny story about that. I had I don't even know how much in Xbox credit I had. I only paid. The game came out for Xbox One at the time, and it was like $60. I paid $15 for that motherfucker. 15 digital. I got it on sale. I think it was on sale at one point, and because I was, I had Xbox Game Pass, and EA Play is with Game Pass, so I got a discount on it that way, and I had some store credit, online for it. I only paid $15 for that fucking game. I was like, well, at least I didn't pay out more than that for that son bitch. But I don't even fucking play it that much. The last time I played it was literally like 2 weeks ago, and it was just pissing me off. Like, the way the fucking people play on that game, I was like, fuck this. I just uninstalled it. Fuck it. But yeah, Hardline 2. I would love to see another Battlefield Hardline. I would love to see another. That was a good game. Hardline with, the modern day police, the criminal shootouts and shit like that, the heist and stuff. I love that game. I wish they would restore it. I don't even know if the servers are still up for that or not. I tried going on to Battlefield 3 around the same time too, 2 weeks ago, right? I tried doing Battlefield 3, and of course the servers are down, so you can't play online on there or anything. You can do the campaign, that's about it. I was like, that sucks. Battlefield 3 has some good fucking multiplayer maps too, man. You think it is up? It might not have a big player base, but yeah, I think it is still up. Because I know EA was like, yeah, let's just take down a lot of these games and shit, But yeah, Battlefield Labs, it's a program. It's something that they put together, and they're bringing a lot of game testers in there. They're bringing a lot of fans of the series in there that are signing up for it. It's up on Steam. Okay, that's probably where all the people are, is playing on PC. But yeah, there's a lot of people that sign up for the alpha and beta testings for Battlefield Labs, where, let's say, they finish on, okay, let's say they created one map, and they want people to test out the map, and they play through it. They make sure it has no bugs. They make sure the gameplay's fluid. They go through and just test it out. So they're bringing people in from the outside to test out the next Battlefield game and make sure that it's good to go for when it launches. And they said that the next Battlefield game will have a campaign. It will have a campaign. It will have a multiplayer. And there is, even part of the trailer or part of the video that you look up for it, there is some in-game footage in there. It almost looks like a fucking remake of Battlefield 3 in a sense. It's modernized. It looks like it just almost looks like Battlefield 3. It literally does. Like, just the campaign, the fucking guy running through the city and shit. I mean, it looks so good. But yeah, that game, it won't, if it doesn't come out this year, it'll come out next year, they already said. So they are in line to see, to test it out for 2026. You're tired of new games not having a campaign. Yeah, I know, man. It's like they're going straight for fucking multiplayer. But that's what I love about Bethesda. Bethesda, they are hands down all about the single player co-op, the single player experience. They want to keep the campaign. They want to keep, even if it's couch co-op. Like, multiplayer is good for certain games, but yeah, let's keep single player stuff alive, because not a lot of people have online access. They don't have internet access, or they don't play online games. You still play Black Ops 4. I hear people still play Black Ops 4. God, that's one game I do want to get back into. I just got to get it. I used to play Black Ops 4 in Blackout on there. Blackout was fun until Warzone took over. Jesus Christ. Let's see. 17 hours ago, Take-Two confirms once again the release of Grand Theft Auto 6 coming this fall for PS5 and Xbox Series X. So far, they're still heavily on the release date for fall 2025. We shall see. I know they said that there is another Wreckfest game coming out, Wreckfest 2. That's kind of like a new modern day equivalent of Destruction Derby. If you go way back like I do, way back on PlayStation and N64 when they had the games like Destruction Derby, you know, those derby games, you get in the cars and drive around and beat each other up on that shit, you know, just drive into each other until your car is completely mangled. I love those games. Yeah, the only game I've never played was... Oh, God, man. I beat Infinite Warfare, and I really got to say, like, for me, it's like a tradition. Every Call of Duty title that comes out, I have to play it. I've played Call of Duty from the very beginning. You know, I played it when it was on PC. When Call of Duty 2 came out, my PC wasn't powerful enough for it, but when I got the 360, I got it on 360. I played it. I got Call of Duty 3 on PS2. I had Big Red 1 on GameCube. I had Finest Hour on PS2. And then, you know, Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4 came out. I got that on 360. And then every year, I just got a new Call of Duty ever since then. And Infinite Warfare, when it came out, that was trying to follow the trend of what games like Titanfall was doing. Titanfall was an amazing game. Even if the first one was straight multiplayer, and the second one did add a campaign to it, Titanfall was the shit when it came out on Xbox and PC. Like, I was addicted to the gameplay with that. Like, I even had a buddy of mine at the time come over to try it out, and he's like, "Nah, man, this ain't like Call of Duty. Oh, God. Yeah, it's too fast-paced for me." I'm like, yeah, it keeps you on your feet, yeah. Oh, I adore Titanfall, man. Like, I know there's people that don't care too much for it. It's, you know, not their taste. I just, there was just something about it I love. I love the fuck out of it. Now, I was never big on commanding the Titans themselves. I would just call them out as like extra carry weight or whatever, you know, just like fight some of my battles for me and shit. But I was addicted to Titanfall. I don't even know how many hours I put into that game. And then Titanfall 2 came out. God, that just blew everybody away. That was like, that should have been like fucking Game of the Year, you know? You know, I played the campaign. I loved it. I love the multiplayer. I think actually the multiplayer should still be working on Titanfall 2 because there was just a big revamp on it about a year ago. You love getting into Titan. I got into Titan a couple times. There was one on Titanfall 2 I have. It's it's like a samurai. It has the samurai blades. I forgot which one that was called. I loved using that one. But, you know, mostly I just like running around, just like shooting people and shooting the bots and stuff like that. But there was times where I was into Titan. But, yeah, they just had a big revamp on Titanfall 2 about a year ago, and a lot of the player base came back to playing it, and I should have been on it. I should have been on that game. I've been meaning to get back on that game. I don't know why I didn't get back on it. I love the fuck out of it. I got all the fucking content for it. You know, I got it when it was cheap. I got it on sale or whatever. But yeah, I still got that game. I wish they would make another one, but no. They got to put all their time and energy into Apex, a game that I can't stand. And what's sad is, Respawn Entertainment, the same people who did Titanfall did Apex. It's even the same exact gameplay style, except you don't have the big bots and shit like that. But there's just something about Apex I just didn't like. Like, okay, I make 2 games of it. I played 2 games where I won. And there was a lot of other games that I lost, of course, you know, but now they just add all this new fucking technological bullshit on there where it's like people are fucking disappearing into walls and shit and appearing in other places just to snipe you behind, you know, from the back and shit like that. It's like, nah, that's not my fucking thing. Like I tried installing it and playing it last year, and I was like, nope, fuck this. I just uninstalled it. Thank God it's free. Oh, here's one that I can't wait to play. It's coming out. It's coming out this month. Avowed. Everybody's talking about the game Avowed, and it just confirmed 60 frames per second mode on Series X. New features confirmed by Avowed director reveal that the game will run up to 60 frames per second on Xbox Series X. You know, that is the thing that a lot of gamers have complained about is we got the hardware. The hardware saying games are going to be played at 60 frames per second, but when the games come out, it's like, nah, they can only play up to 30 frames per second. And people are like, what? Why? What's wrong with the hardware? Can it play up to 60 frames per second? But then again, the way they make the games and all this, they probably tested it for 60 frames, and it just didn't work out. Maybe it overheated the fucking console and shit. I don't know. That's happened many times. Yeah, everybody's still waiting for Half-Life 3. Everybody's waiting for Half-Life 3, Left 4 Dead 3, probably another Team Fortress, probably another Portal. However, there was something that was announced this week. I don't know if you heard it. And I don't see it anywhere on here, but I'm going off of from what I've seen. Supposedly, Steam is getting ready to get into the console wars. Steam is possibly working on a Steam console, where you can access all your Steam games and such like that. So it seems like, I guess in times where Microsoft is now porting but some of their first-party titles like Halo and Forza and such, and starting to port them to PlayStation. And Microsoft is looking more into the future of streaming games from a cloud. Like you got new TVs like the Samsung TVs. They now have the Xbox app on them, or it's coming to them, where you can connect a controller to your television, load up the app, and you can play an Xbox game on your TV without a console. It just streams over the network. However, there is issues with that. Because I do a lot of cloud gaming with Game Pass. I do it at work because I have a lot of free time at work, so I'll sit there and play Xbox on my phone, right? And I got a controller that's linked to my phone. So it's not playing on a small screen that bothers me. It's the network. And they still got a lot of tweaking to do with it. Like, there's a lot of games on Game Pass that you can access through the cloud on there, but there's a latency issue with it. And it's very, very noticeable. Like, if you play an online game, let's say you play Halo Infinite, and it requires an internet connection. You have a latency issue of maybe, like, a fraction of a second delay with the controls. And I cannot play a game like that on the cloud that has an issue with latency. I have to have quick response. It's got to be like instant response. If it's not instant response, it's unplayable to me. Because I can't think like that. I can't play like that. I can't play where, you know, the control is delayed by like like a fucking quarter of a second from what the motion is on the screen. I can't do that. So that's still an issue with a lot of Xbox cloud titles, but that's what they're working on. They're working on putting the cloud service on other platforms like, you know, televisions and shit. Not only that, they're supposed to be working on adding your purchased digital library to the cloud. So games that you have purchased that are not on Game Pass, you should be able to play them through the Game Pass app. Like if I look up, okay, I got my phone in hand right now. Cloud gaming. I'm going to load that up right here. It's going to take a second. Yeah, you buy that in a heartbeat. The Steam. Yeah, I would too, man. The Steam console. So yeah, so if I look it up, okay, stream your own game. So there's games on here that are not on Game Pass that you could play if I bought them. Like I could play the new Assassin's Creed Mirage. I was doing that. Avatar Front Lines of Pandora or Frontiers of Pandora. I own that. I could play that. Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk, Dragon Quest 3. You got Dying Light 2, the Final Fantasy games, Final Fantasy 14 online. You could play on there. Hitman. You got High on Life, Hogwarts Legacy, Insurgents. Oh, they just added Insurgents. Okay, they added Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 on there, but I don't own that. What about the other games that I own that they haven't added on here yet? You know, they got Phasmophobia. There's a lot more. There's a lot I'm skipping over. Hey, look, there's The Witcher 3. Who the thunk? Top Spin. WWE 2K24, Warhammer 40,000. You adore the new Hitman games. Yeah, I like them too. I haven't beaten them, but I love playing games like that. I like just fucking around with them. I need to stream those too. I got all 3 of them. I got all that shit updated. Just need time to play them and all. But yeah, so Microsoft is focusing more on adding games to where you could play them anywhere. That's why I was telling my buddy Jeff, in the Jeff Haggy show, I was telling him, we were talking about that earlier with subscriptions. And he said Sony just upped their subscription base from $10 to $20 a month. And he's not paying for the online with that. He's not paying for that at all. You know, it's like, why bother? Now, Xbox, yeah, I pay $18.99 a month for Game Pass Ultimate. And I've mentioned this before on the show. Game Pass Ultimate offers a lot of stuff. It does. They got different tiers of Game Pass depending on what you're playing on. You got Game Pass PC. If you play Xbox on PC only, you can get a separate subscription for that. The PC Game Pass. You can get the Game Pass Core, which is, you know, certain games on console. You know, you're not going to get the day one exclusives, but you still get games free to play on there. You can play online still. Now, Game Pass Ultimate allows me to play anything on PC. I can play anything on the cloud on my mobile device. I can play cloud on my laptop if I want to take it somewhere and play on the cloud. I can play on my phone wherever I'm at. I can play anything on console. I get day one exclusives like Black Ops 6. Got that day one. When Avowed comes out on Game Pass, I could download it to my console and play that day one. Indiana Jones, day one. So Xbox, they do have an upper advantage when it comes to Game Pass. You know, it's like a back and forth between them and Sony. Now, I know a lot of people sit there and say that Microsoft is losing sales on games. Well, that's only physical games, because not a lot of people are buying physical games. And in fact, there's a lot of people that are not buying games that they thought they would, because Game Pass is Netflix for games. Some people are like, okay, so why should I pay $70 for the new Indiana Jones when I could just download it with Game Pass, play it, beat it, be done with it? There you go. Whereas, like, you know, back in the day, like you or I, we buy a game from GameStop, we take the game in, trade it in, you know, and we get, what, half of the price for the game? You buy a $40 game from GameStop, and you take it back and trade it in, you're like, oh, I'm done with it. Oh, we'll give you $15 or $20 for it, and then I'll turn it right back around and sell it for fucking $5 less than what it is brand new. You gotta love fucking GameStop. You adore the new Indiana Jones game. Dude, that fucking game is awesome. I love the fuck out of it, man. Like, Bethesda, they did a hell of a job when they did that, you know, and just having them working on that game, you know. That is a gem. It really is, and it's also a good send off to Tony Todd as well. You know, I didn't even know Tony Todd was in the game as the main villain. Like, the day he died, okay, like 2 days, a day or two after he died, and I'm playing the game. I was like, is that Tony Todd? And sure as shit it was. I looked it up. I was like, oh my god, Tony Todd's in this game? Holy fuck, I didn't even fucking know, man. Like, that was awesome to have Tony Todd in that fucking game. Oh god, it's still a good game. I will say this, I'm gonna be switching gears here a second here. But yeah, speaking of Tony Todd, so I gotta say this, guys. Now, I'm a horror buff. Yeah, I love Candyman. He scares the fuck. Yeah, I seen the first. Yeah, I think it was just 3 of them. Yeah, there was 3 Candyman movies. I think I only seen the first 2. I did not see the third one. But yeah, speaking of him and horror related, so I gotta say this to anybody who's a horror fan, and I love horror. I've watched horror. I've been watching horror movies since I was like 4 or 5 years old, man. 4 or 5 years old. My parents, they had so many movies dubbed on VHS tape. And there's a lot of fucking movies that I've watched. There's a lot of movies I watched on like TV over the air, that were, they were cut and shit like that. But I've watched so many movies growing up, and I was big into horror. And what better way, or what better thing for a horror person to have right now? And I just bought it. If you go to Twitter and you search up In Search of Darkness, and you go to their page, right? So I'm going to do that. Right now, I'm actually on Twitter. So this page, In Search of Darkness. Yeah, Species was the first horror movie at 5. Oh, God. I know the premise of Species. I've never really watched it, but I know the premise of it and shit. There's a lot of gems that I've yet to watch, and I need to. And let me tell you, what I'm about to tell you with this with In Search of Darkness, okay? They're documentary movies. There's already 3 of them out right now. In Search of Darkness, 1, 2, and 3. If you got Shudder has part 3 of it. I don't know why they don't have the first 2 parts. There's 3 parts of that. And all 3 parts go into depth with a lot of different horror movies from the 1980s. And we're talking from 1980 to 89. It's a lot of different movie reviews on the different movies. They talk about they give like different trivia about the movies, talk about what the movies are. You got a lot of the different actors from the movies, like, what's her name? Heather Langenkamp from Nightmare on Elm Street. She's talking about the Freddy Krueger movies, or you got John Carpenter talking about certain other movies, or you got Clive Barker in there talking about movies. You're talking about Hellraiser, that kind of thing. So these documentaries, they're already out. They've been out for the last 2-3 years. Well, yeah, about 3-4 years. 4 or 5 years. 4 or 5 years. I think the first In Search of Darkness documentary came out in 2020, 2021. And let me tell you, they're documentaries. They talk about not just the horror movies, they also go into depth about how horror movies and the genre in general has an effect on society of the era, of the time. Talks about how horror movies affect people, how it affects... It's just an overall experience. Now, each documentary... Now, be ready for this, because, if you guys watch documentaries, usually a typical documentary to you guys is what? 2.5 hours, right? Maybe less than that? These movies are like 4.5 hours long each. Yeah, Michael Myers, yep. In Search of Darkness, part 1, 2, and 3. Each documentary is like anywhere between 4 to 5 hours each. That's a lot of information that you're taking in about the 80s horror genre. That's insane. Now, last night I just bought, and it just came out recently, they just released a 4th documentary in the series, In Search of Darkness, 1990 to 1994. It just came out. And you can buy it right now at 90shorrordoc.com. And I bought the digital. I bought it digital. It's cheap digital. It's $29.99. It's $30. Now, I will say this. I'm going to give you guys a heads up. If you decide to buy this movie from this website, okay, its website is based out of London. It's based out of London. It's not a fake site, so don't go on like high alert or anything. It's based out of London. How do I know it's based out of London? Give me a second. I was just telling my buddy about this earlier because I was telling him about it. I was watching about 2.5 hours of the documentary at work last night, right? And I was loving it, talking about the early 90s movies. I was talking about 1990, 1991. I think I got to 1992. So I paid $30 for this set, right? Digital. Paid $30 for it. It's worth it. It's well worth it, right? And on my statement, on my bank statement, it said it's okay. It talks about where it's from: College Gardens, London, LNGB, right? Right above that, I have an amount of 33 cents that was deducted for a cross-border fee. And I'm like, what the fuck is a cross-border fee? I have never had that. I've never seen that. So I looked it up, right? And it's basically a fee that you pay to online sites that are outside the United States. I don't know how long that's been a thing. I've bought shit from China before, Temu. I've never had a cross-border fee. This must be something brand new. It's only 33 cents, yes. But I'm like, it just boggled me. I'm like, what the fuck is cross-border fee? And it's back-to-back with my purchase from this website. So I guess that makes sense, but I'm like, is it a fucking tariff thing? I don't fucking know, but hey, it is what it is. So I'm going to grab this right here. Okay, I'm going to grab this for you guys right here, the link for it. And I know since you're already in the Discord, Captain, I'm going to put this in the main hangout. So if you want to check it out, feel free to do so. There we go. The link is in there, In Search of Darkness. Now, the digital offers. Let's see if I can rip on this. So if I order now, that just takes me to the cart. So you get the documentary. I think you get two versions of it. There's one version that has extra material added to it, and then there's the regular version that was released. So there's two versions of the movie. You get two different soundtracks that go along with the movie, the music score and all that. So you get two different soundtracks with it. You get a digital mini booklet that comes with it, and you get a file for your PC that adds subtitles to it. So you get all that for $30. I think it's well worth it because the documentary itself is 6 hours long. This documentary is 6 hours long. Even the tweet says from their page, 6 hours of 90s horror. Explore iconic films, hidden gems, and cult classics with In Search of Darkness, 1990 to 1994. Digital MP3-4, booklet, and more. And they already got in their banner, they're already working on part 2, 1995 to 1999. And it's back to back. So every year they're releasing a new entry. So if you get this one now, you could wait till next year when they release In Search of Darkness 95 to 99. But these documentaries, they're done very well. They are done very well. They're really good. And there's just so much to them. Now, you can get it physical. I'm trying to find the portion where you can get it physical. You can get it on Blu-ray, just like you can pre-order it. But their pre-orders are insane for the physical. Now, if I can only... What is this? Is this a trailer? I think this is a trailer. We played a trailer. Maybe you guys can hear that. Well, hold on. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to blow this up so you guys can see this. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong one. This is what I want here. This thing here, I'm going to hide that. I'm definitely going to hide that. I don't know why that's there. So let's see. Window capture so you guys can see this. There we go. This is a trailer for it. Check this shit. You'll be right back. You got something to do? Alright, we'll see you in a little bit, buddy.
We're going to the movies!
The 90s, it was edgier, it was grungier, it was a little more self-aware.
It's so much better than what we thought we were making.
A time for total escape.
Broke into the wrong goddamn rec room!
The industry is changing, both on the big screen and on the small screen, in profound and sweeping ways.
It's a big ride.
It's scary, it's funny, it's twisted, and it's sexy.
Hot and squishy.
We were out of control and out of our minds.
All the legends are true. Every night we were blowing shit up, just having so much fun.
Groovy.
We did it really fast.
It was very, very rushed. It's certainly the only movie that I know of with death by corn cob.
Death by Corn Cob. What is that movie? I gotta see that.
You can find to kill somebody.
All the A-list stars. They want to be able to see what it feels like to rip off somebody's head.
Oh my god!
What the?
Digital visual effects.
It opened up a whole new world.
When it doesn't work, oh boy.
It's just a bunch of hocus pocus.
Thank God for Gateway Horror.
Tim Curry, man, that was a casting coup.
I am the worst dream come true.
Candyman, Candyman, Candyman.
My thing.
There's your
Hell
Candyman.
no. I'm not gonna look in the mirror and say Candyman 5 times. I'm not stupid.
It was an intense thing to do.
It gives me the heebie-jeebies.
I said, we need the subspecies. That's the poster. Got to make the poster.
We sent the footage back to the States, and Charlie was like, what the hell?
He wasn't nothing but a big old pussy anyway. I called Jason a pussy, paid the price for it.
No one on planet Earth knew that Freddy's glove was going to come up at the end of that movie. They jumped to their feet.
I probably should have snagged one of those things when we were making that movie.
Want a date? Want a date? Want a date?
I kick ass for the Lord!
Oh god, that movie was something else. Fucking Dead Alive.
The 90s was very self-reflexive.
So it pushes a lot of buttons.
Oh, we can't have eating babies on screen.
I could go to jail for doing a movie.
People were like, how dare you remake a classic?
We were making a very weird movie. I tried to say my line through these giant teeth, and it...
To go to a video store in the 90s, obscure horror movies that I've never heard of. It was a glorious time to be a fan of films.
I like the crappy ones. Is it any good? No. Is it fun? Absolutely.
Is that kind of a movie? It's a horror film.
A moment of film history that shall never be forgotten.
As long as it's entertaining, I will watch the shit out of it.
Oh, that stuff is really, really rich.
Now look, take a look at that, guys. Hold on. Let me rewind that back. So this is the physical the physical version. Okay, this is on Blu-ray. Now, when they announced this, and I think you can still do it now. I don't know, but when they were in the midst of putting this together, one thing they offered for this version was if you paid the pre-order, and they had different versions, like this one right here, it's $80. If you pay close to $200, you can get your name printed in the titles of this movie, along with all this stuff. Like, look at this, for $79.99, you get the Blu-ray with the slipcase, digital copy as well, 2 posters, sew-on patches, name in the credits, which is pretty awesome. I mean, how would you like that? You're just a nobody to these people, and you pre-order this thing, and you're like, all right, we're gonna post your name in the credits. Like, how awesome is that? You are a horror fan, and your chance of having your name plastered in the credits of a fucking documentary. That's pretty cool, though. You also get the digital soundtrack, a membership card to In Search of Darkness and the creators of the documentary, and you get a certificate. All that for $80 right there, the physical of it. That is pretty fucking dope, though. And that is the documentary In Search of Darkness. You know, that is 1990 to 1994. They also have a sci-fi version. I think it's In Search of Tomorrow. That you can actually find on Amazon Prime. That I know you can find on Amazon Prime. When it comes to In Search of Darkness, I think you can only find part 1 and part 3 of the 80s on Amazon Prime. I don't know what happened to part 2. I don't know why part 2 is rare or obscured. But yeah, this is a very good documentary series to check out. And there's just a lot to take in. You know, this is like a horror fan's wet dream right there. That's what it is. It's like a horror fan's wet dream for movies like that, you know. And it's definitely something to check out if you guys are big horror fans. So, with that being said, so over an hour into everything, it doesn't even feel like it's been over an hour. I felt like it's been like 2 hours. I guess maybe because I started a little early. So I know our buddy in the chat, he's away doing something right now. So I'm going to go ahead, recuperate myself for a little bit. You guys hang tight. When we come back, we're going to lay into the thick and heavy of what's going on in today's society. Trump is pissing a lot of people off. Elon is still pissing people off. AOC is about to get fucking straitjacketed. It's all getting ready to happen, man. It's about to be another civil war in the country. Hang tight. We'll be right back.
There'll always be homework. Whenever there's a beat, there's always a drum. Whenever there is fun, there's always Coca-Cola. Always Coca-Cola, yeah.
The critics agree. It's smart. Let's get out of here. Sexy. And side-splittingly funny. Michael Keaton, Gina Davis. Speechless. Rated PG-13. Now playing.
I like that. That's good. Very good. Let's do it again. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. You're watching Christmas with the kids. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey!
This moment of Yuletide joy is brought to you by Comedy Central. Comedy Central's Yule Log is brought to you in part by Mixed Nuts, a new film from TriStar Pictures.
It's that time of year again.
A fruitcake?
Yes.
Remarkably like the one I gave you last year.
A time for friendship.
Somebody's not in the holiday mood, I guess.
Fellowship.
Merry Christmas. You're out.
How am I going to tell the people who work with me that they don't have jobs anymore?
Ah, you're fired. It works for me.
And merriment.
What a sad and horrible Christmas Eve.
TriStar Pictures presents the comedy that puts the joy back in the holidays. Mixed Nuts. Rated PG-13. At theaters now.
Here you go. I'll get it. I got it. Ken, I really want to do it.
I'm going to take the check and let's leave it.
Hey, no, I insist. It's not a big deal. It is a big deal to me.
Since the introduction of Visa Rewards, everyone wants to use their Visa card. Because now 10% of all your purchases automatically goes towards savings on American Airlines Flyaway Vacations, Carnival and Holland America Cruise Lines, and Marriott Hotels, Resorts, and Suites.
Look at yourselves. You're acting like a bunch of kids. Besides, I saw it first.
Visa Rewards. Now your Visa card's even more rewarding.
AT&T, this is Margaret.
Margie, tell me about AT&T True USA Savings.
Certainly.
What's the monthly fee?
No fee.
No fee?
No fee! Make $25 in calls a month, and we'll subtract 20% off your AT&T bill.
Wow!
I'm sick of the circles!
You got circles?
No calling circles. You could save to anybody in the U.S. you want to call.
No circles. Call anybody.
Anybody?
AT&T True USA Savings. Save 20% to anybody, anytime, anywhere.
Your true voice.
Alrighty. And we're back. I was just watching that commercial too. God, AT&T. How long have they been out? I don't even know if they're out of business. I think they got bought out, you know? I remember seeing those AT&T commercials on TV all the time in the 90s and shit, man. I don't even remember when I think they got bought out. Like, nowadays all you see is like T-Mobile, Metro, Verizon. I think Sprint is under T-Mobile now too. I think it's just Verizon and T-Mobile. I think they're the only two really competitors in the market right now, phones. It's weird. Like, what, about 20 years ago? Yeah, it's about 20 years ago. You had, like, fucking, 10 different providers battling each other and shit, you know? And even in the 90s, you had, like, about a dozen or so that were fucking going at it. Even internet service providers, they were all fucking going at it. Now you just got down to your little nitty-gritty share of, like, you know, maybe 2 or 3 here or there, you know, depending on where you got service. So, yeah, let's get into the thick. Where do I begin here? Oh, my God. This is, like, so fucking much to talk about. Oh, let's talk about this.
You know...
Hold on. I got a little too thick into that. So, I can't remember if last week I mentioned something about COVID. Or, oh wait, we can't call it COVID. Yahoo flags you if you got the COVID word in there. It's got to be C-19. YouTube's turning into fucking TikTok. But I can't remember if I talked about C-19 last week or what. But let's talk about this, because I did share this on the second. Breaking. The conspiracy theorists were right. Elon Musk just confirmed that U.S. aid used taxpayer money to fund C-19 development. I will talk about U.S. aid here in a second. But you guys got to listen to this. Now, let me play this video for you guys. And I don't even know who the hell this guy is, but I'm pretty sure we'll get to who he is in a second. But listen to what he has to say.
You know, the thing that people don't in this country understand is that the Ukrainian military is selling about half of the arms they get from the United States into international black markets, and they're winding up in some cases with the drug cartels in Latin America. That's a fact. Okay, it's a fact, and you can buy them. And I spoke to someone who did buy some, actually, so I know this is a fact, and they're bragging about it. So they're selling conventional weapons, including weapon systems that are very dangerous and very destabilizing that would make commercial air travel impossible, for example. And so what are they doing with the pathogens in those biolabs? And does the Biden administration administration have a manifest? Do they know exactly what's in those labs? And will they turn it over to the Trump administration so we can keep track of these things? And the answer is no, actually. The answer is no. I know this.
Wow.
So that's like the scariest thing that's ever happened. I think the Ukraine war has the potential to destabilize the world more than anything that's happened in my lifetime. What the hell? So that's why I'm saying this right now, because I hope this is widely disseminated, because I think it's like the scariest thing I've heard in a long, long time.
Yeah. And everybody was sitting there in support of Ukraine when Russia invaded and attacked them, right? Remember that last couple years? Russia's trying to take over that territory, Ukraine again. You know, that him and Zelensky were going at it, and Zelensky was going back to Biden saying, we need more aid! We need more money! Send us more money! Remember when Biden was sending all of that fucking money? Before I get too far ahead into that also, I'm going to read this tweet. And this was posted by Wall Street Apes on Twitter, and I reposted it. So I already talked about how, you know, Elon Musk confirmed that U.S. aid used our money, our taxpayer money, the money that you and I and many other people pay out of our paychecks every week, every bye-week, every year. Our money was being used to fund C-19 development. This also confirms why Joe Biden chose the year 2014 for the Anthony Fauci pardon. That's when Barack Obama and Fauci took over the Ukraine biolabs and started working on these bioweapons. Yeah, remember Biden's last few hours in office? How he pardoned Fauci? Why did he pardon Fauci? That was one thing some people didn't understand was, why did you pardon Fauci? What did Fauci do that was so bad? Oh, we all fucking know. Fauci, along with the World Health Organization, along with these idiots that run USAID, they're the ones responsible for getting us all sick, for getting a fraction of the world's population killed by a virus that is now confirmed, even confirmed by the CIA, confirmed was made in a biolab. And this is also a confirmation. You know, this is why Biden goes back to 2014, because 2014 was Fauci was working with Obama. They took over Ukraine biolabs and started working on these bioweapons. So maybe that's why Ukraine was so important. That's why we send funds over to Ukraine, right? Maybe that's why Russia invaded Ukraine, not just for territory. Maybe they fucking invaded them because they knew there was biolabs there. Now, that's just me speculating my opinion, but that's a high possibility. I mean, just put it into perspective. This is a crime. This is crimes against humanity, and that can't be pardoned. 2014 was the year the CIA took over the Ukraine government. Okay, let me fact check that. Did the CIA take over the Ukraine? What was it again? The Ukraine government in 2014. Even though the information is probably wrong. Who the fuck knows? I just need something that goes back. Let's see. PolitiFact. President Obama spent $5 billion paying Ukrainians to riot and dismantle their democracy, elected government. Let's see. Oh, okay, that's a conspiracy covered in mainstream media. We saw this pop up. The claims of structure. So I'm not even gonna fucking read through all that. So I don't even know how true this really was back in 2014. I didn't even know there was really a Ukraine crisis back in 2014. Apparently there was. Let's see. Editor's note, February. Let's see. In February 23rd, speech, Russian President Vladimir Putin. This was 3 years ago. Putin said that a special military operation would begin in Ukraine following the 2014 annexation of Crimea, explosions and outbreaks of fighting have been reported since across the country. Okay, so yeah, last 2 or 3 years, that's when, Russia went to war with Ukraine. And he was talking about something following the 2014 annexation, I guess it was what it's pronounced. So yeah, the Ukraine crisis. Well, they've been, it was part of the Soviet Union in 1991. That's when they disbanded for a minute or whatever. Crimea is considered by most of the world to be the region of Ukraine that is under hostile Russian occupation. Russia considers the rightful and historical region of Russia that has helped liberate in March. So let's see. I'm not seeing too much. Let's see, Ukraine crisis. I don't see anything about the CIA possibly having any kind of interaction or interference with that. So that fact right there most likely is false right there, with the CIA took over the Ukraine government. Like, I'll share a lot of this stuff. That way I can speak about it on the show, but there is stuff that I will look at, I will research and be like, okay, yeah, this is questionable right here. Like, there's a lot of far-fetched stuff that people do spread on social media. So when you research stuff like this, you got to really take it with a grain of salt and do some actual work. Under U.S. supervision, Ukraine fell into civil war February 2014 under Obama. Yes, I did see some stuff of that. That is not 100% true. I will say it is factual true, close to 100%, but it is true, depending on what all of it is true. Tucker Carlson, that's who was talking in the videos. Tucker Carlson. He was talking about the Ukraine biolabs. What are they doing with the pathogens in those labs? So that's like the scariest thing that's ever happened. The potential to destabilize the world more than anything that's happened in a lifetime. And you know what? That's what they did. That's what they did. Yeah, Democrats have been involved with the Ukraine biolabs since the CIA overthrew the Ukrainian government. Again, let me look that up. Did the CIA overthrow the Ukrainian government? I can't fucking spell, man. Let's see. Did they overthrow? Let's see, why? What page is this? Hub pages? That looks like a fake page. Why did America overthrow a democratically elected government in Ukraine? Okay, it looks like there might be some truth to that. If you guys want to read through it, I'm not going to read through any of this. There's a lot of shit there. I mean, I don't want to bore you guys with any of that, so let me load up Discord here. And once again, if you guys are over in the Discord, go down to the podcast leftovers under Tune In Live Scraps. It's a website that I found. Maybe you guys can make sense of it. I just don't want to read all of that. But yeah, let's see. PolitiFact. I was just reading up on that. It's about the United States spending $5 million on the Ukraine anti-weapons or whatever the fuck. Yeah. Oliver Stone says the Ukraine's revolution was actually a CIA plot. That's from BuzzFeed. Oh, that's from BuzzFeed News back in 2014. Yeah, Oliver Stone. Oliver Stone, famous director who directed the movie JFK back in the 90s, guys, and other classics. He came out and said Ukraine's revolution was actually the CIA plot. The CIA has a lot under their belt that's very fucking dirty, and you know what? That is another thing that has come out, where Trump is now looking into auditing the CIA and the FBI and getting rid of all the garbage and investigating what all the dirty plots the CIA was under, what they were doing. So yeah, I guess there is some a lot of truth here, or some truth here, to what Oliver Stone said about the CIA. So, you know, it was a CIA plot. Let's see. Back in 2024, this page says special operations, a decade of CIA operations in Ukraine. So there is some truth. The CIA does have their hands within the Ukraine. So it's definitely a high probability. It's the whole reason Ukraine was chosen for the war. It's the reason why Anthony Fauci was pardoned back until 2014. It does make sense. It does make sense until it fully comes out in public. Until somebody legit actually talks about this in the same sense. It's speculation. I want to say that it is speculation. But yeah, there is something crooked about the CIA, and especially, why did Biden pardon Fauci? All the way back to 2014. 11 years. Why did he pardon him? What did Fauci do that was so bad that needed to be pardoned from big bad Trump, right? The Democrats knew. Biden knew. Harris knew. They all knew. They all knew they were going to be fucked. They know what Trump is capable of. They know. People like Pelosi, AOC, all of them. These people can act big and bad on the media all they fucking want. They can act big and bad all they want on social media. They can be in the cameras and saying Trump's a piece of shit. But you know what? All these Democrats, they're running scared. They're scared. Trump just opened a big can of worms. And he's about to feed them all to the fish. Just like right now, the whole shit with the DEI, that DEI bullshit. A lot of these crooked motherfuckers out there that he fired, he disbanded. Even now, the whole USAID bullshit. And then they want to say, unemployment is up. Unemployment is up. Yeah. Because Trump took out the trash. Now these motherfuckers gotta go. Now they're gonna fucking know what it's like to work at Walmart, work at Burger King, McDonald's, 7-Eleven. Thank you, come again. They're now gonna find out what it's like to be one of us. Those Democrats, those criminals, those Nazis, those pieces of dog shit. They're now about to find out what it's like to live down in the dumps with people like us. The ones that they fucked over for so many years with their inflation, with their bullshit ideas. Live with what fucking Obama did for 8 years. I don't want to say Clinton was too bad. Clinton did, from what I understand, was pretty good with certain things. How about Jimmy Carter? I heard Jimmy Carter was very bad as president. Nice guy, I heard, but very bad as a Democratic president. Yeah. So yeah, there's that. Now, what is it with this whole USAID bullshit? USAID? What is USAID? I was calling it You Said. I was like, what the fuck is You Said, you know? But it's USAID. Now, let me look that up. I want to look it up before I read anything else. What is USAID? It's an organization. The United States Agency for International Development. It's an independent agency of the United States government that is primarily responsible for administering civilian foreign aid and development assistance. I wonder how long they've been pretty much in there. Oh, they were formed back in 1961, 63 years ago. Okay, USAID was around all that time. For what, 64 years? Yeah, they've been around for 64 years. That's right, because my dad, he was born in 1960. He'd be 65 this year. So, yeah, 64 years. Almost. Their motto is, from the American people. Yeah, okay. I wonder who the fuck runs it. Well, let's see the creation of it. Oh, this is very interesting right here. You know, especially when Trump already signed a executive order to release the JFK files and the MLK files. But in case you guys don't know anything about this, and this is the kind of stuff that they do not tell us or teach us in high school. They might teach you about it in college, but not in high school. So, USAID, the creation of it, Congress passed the Foreign Assistance Act September 4th, 1961, which reorganized U.S. foreign assisted programs and mandated the creation of an agency to administer economic aid. USAID was subsequently established by the executive order of President John F. Kennedy, who sought to unite several existing foreign assistance organizations and program under one agency. USAID became the first U.S. foreign assistance organization whose primary focus was long-term social economic development. Interesting. It's interesting that Kennedy's name is in on that. And Kennedy, he was one of the good Democrats back then. He was. I will say that. He was one of the good Democrats back then. Oh, interesting that he signed an executive order to that, so he had his hand in there for a little bit. And there's a lot behind the USAID, but I'm not gonna sit there and go over all that. You know, if you guys want to read up on that, but that's pretty much the basis of what USAID is. Now, let's read up on this. What this guy tweeted out. When did he put this out? February 2nd. February 2nd. That was Sunday. Okay. So that's post Tune In Live next week. Last week. So USAID funneled $53 million to EcoHealth Alliance, which then used U.S. taxpayer funds to support gain-of-function research on coronavirus at the Wuhan lab, research that likely led to the creation of C-19. Interesting now. Isn't it interesting? USAID. People are wondering why Trump is trying to discontinue or disband USAID program. That's interesting that they funneled $53 million and then used our tax money to support research for C-19 in Wuhan. The CIA's deception regarding C-19 origins becomes much clearer when considering USAID's long history of serving as the CIA front organization. So it almost seems like the CIA comes out and they're like, conspiracy theorists are correct. C-19 was leaked from a lab. It was created in the lab. Is it possible that the CIA is now under all this fire? They're about to get fucked in the ass by Trump, so now they're opening up and talking like a parrot, speaking like a parrot. And they're going to throw USAID under the fucking bus. That's what it sounds like to me. With an annual budget exceeding $50 billion and activities in over 100 countries, USAID has reportedly been linked to intelligence activities. Former USAID Director John Gilligan once admitted the agency was infiltrated from top to bottom with CIA people, explaining that the idea was to plant operatives in every kind of activity we had overseas. Government, volunteer, religious, every kind. In 2013, a U.S. cable published by WikiLeaks outlined the U.S. strategy to undermine Venezuela's government through U.S. aid by penetrating Chavez's political base, dividing Chavismo, and isolating Chavez internationally. In 2014, the Associated Press revealed that U.S. aid funded the creation of a Twitter-like platform intended to incite a rebellion in Cuba. Funny how Cuba is mentioned too. You know, Cuba, JFK back in the 60s. Yeah. What I had to miss. I'm back. What did I miss? I had to fix. My phone was acting up. I played the trailer for In Search of Darkness. If you want to check that out, that's on the website I shared on Discord. And I just got into the nitty-gritty of talking about oh fuck, what I was just talking about. I forgot what I was talking about before this topic. I'll let you know in a second. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I was talking about was it Tucker Carlson was talking about something. Where's that at? I gotta scroll. Yeah, I was talking about yeah, USAID. That's what I'm on. The whole thing with USAID. Yeah. How it was confirmed that USAID was using $50 billion and U.S. taxpayer money to fund C-19 development over in Wuhan. That's pretty much what I'm talking about right there. So yeah, you have JFK, who signed an executive order in 1961 to found USAID. And then here you go in 2014. What was it? Yeah, 2014. The Associated Press revealed that USAID funded the creation of a Twitter-like platform intended to incite a rebellion in Cuba. Funny how those two names, or those two things I just mentioned, Cuba and JFK. Yeah, USA is corrupted. Seen a video of a worker on CBS in a dark room and literally said that Trump is going to kill us. I see some of those videos. I think I got some of them tweeted out too. But yeah, it's funny how this is like, what, 2014, they're talking about inciting a rebellion in Cuba. Back in the 1960s, the CIA wanted JFK to do something with Cuba, but JFK didn't want to do anything with Cuba. I think something had to do with missiles in Cuba. The whole Cuba thing with JFK, that's why he got assassinated. Things like that, that's why JFK was assassinated. The CIA did it. The CIA did it. You see how weird it is? How I mentioned about, JFK, he signed an executive order. Let me go back to that. Okay, let me look that up. Okay. Because that was one thing you did miss. Let me look that up for you. Because I was talking about USAID and when it was formed. Really didn't know about USAID. Neither did I. I thought it was something brand new. I thought it was something that was recently fucking thought up by fucking Democrats. Okay, you have a lot to study on it? Okay, so since you're in the Discord, I have a chat channel on the side for podcast leftovers, and under that is Tuned In Live Scrap. So when you wanna read up on it, I just put the link for it in there. That way you can read up on it, catch up on it. But yeah, the creation of it was in 1961, November 3rd. USA was subsequently established by the executive order of President John F. Kennedy, who sought to unite several existing foreign assistance organizations and programs under one agency. Yeah, JFK made it. It was formed in 1961 by JFK. And then funny how we go back here to 2014, where USAID funded the creation of a Twitter-like program intended to incite a rebellion in Cuba. I mean, there may be some connection in this. I don't fucking know. Maybe not, but let's further on with this shit. USAID funding has been linked to coups in Haiti, Ukraine, Egypt, and other nations. From 2009 to 2019, USAID partnered with EcoHealth Alliance on a PREDICT program, which identified 1,200 new viruses, trained 5,000 people globally in disease detection, and enhanced 60 research labs. So USAID is funding all of this shit. USAID is behind all these scamdemics. It's not just the World Health Organization. It's USAID. They're funding this shit. And people are wondering why Trump is doing away with it. This partnership provided the CIA with direct channel for embedding human assets within biological research facilities worldwide in exchange for funding and technology transfers. Yeah, they've been complaining we need to give them other country aids. I'm like, why are those countries taking care of themselves? Exactly. That's what people have been saying for years. Why were we giving funds to Ukraine? Why are we giving funds to the Middle East? Yes, we were at war with them for 20 years. Yeah, we were under attack, and Bush said, you know what, we're going to go for you. But, Bush was an idiot at one point. He wasn't going after bin Laden. He was going after Saddam Hussein, who had nothing to do with it. But, that's a whole other thing. But, yeah, all these other countries, they have their own military. Why are we funding this shit? If Iran goes to war with Iraq, why the hell should we care? We're not involved in it. Why should we care? But they make it an economic thing because we got stocks over there, we got shit over there, oil that we trade with Iraq or whatever. They always make it a political sense. But us back home, we're like, what the fuck? They're not attacking us. They're not going to send a bomb overseas to fuck us up. What do we care? It all boils down to politics. These politicians, they're those crummy, crooked politicians, they got money invested in a lot of these countries. Money invested. We got bases in all these countries. Why the hell do you think bin Laden bombed us? Well, not bomb us, but why do you think 9/11 happened? People were force-fed the fake fairy tale of they hate who we are. They hate us, because we're not like them, that kind of thing. Why would they attack us? What's wrong with them? The CIA trained Osama bin Laden in the 80s. Everybody fucking knows it. Bin Laden was trained by our government, the CIA. We got bases and shit over in Afghanistan, over there in the Middle East. We got money invested in that shit. Things like that is the reason why 9/11 happened. That's the damn truth. Yep, that happened too, man. Exactly. CIA, man. I tell you, there's a lot of fucking dirt with the CIA. In 2022, Dr. Andrew Huff, never heard of him, a former vice president of EcoHealth Alliance, publicly revealed Dr. Peter Daszak, I don't fucking know that name, alleged ties to the CIA. The core issue, the CIA needs to go too. That's why Trump is looking into them and the FBI. That's why they need to go bad. So the core issue, the CIA lied to the American public about C-19's origins because acknowledging the truth would expose its likely role in funneling taxpayer money through USAID to finance gain of function research at the Wuhan lab. This is from September 12th, 2023. The New York Post posted the CIA tried to pay off analysts to bury findings that COVID lab leak was likely a whistleblower. All of this because of the CIA. All of this was because of the crooked U.S. aid. Here is Dr. Robert Redfield, the former CDC director, who says that U.S. taxpayer money from U.S. aid, NIH, State Department, and DOD funded the creation of SARS-CoV-2. This is a 3.5-minute video that I'm going to play for you guys. Let's hear what this guy has to say.
In early to mid-January, I did have multiple calls with Fauci, Farrar, and Tedros about how important I thought it was that science get engaged in aggressively pursuing both hypotheses. I also expressed, as a clinical virologist, that I felt it was not scientifically plausible that this virus went from a bat to humans and became one of the most infectious viruses that we have for humans. All viruses are not...
Remember back in 2020, 2021, that was the biggest rumor that went around. And that's around when I was talking with my co-host at the time, Mike. We were talking about this. Because people were talking about, yeah, and it's true. There are different animals and creatures over in the Middle East, over in China and such, that carry diseases. People get sick all the time. You know, that's like over here, you know, dogs can get rabies from, you know, rabid animals like raccoons and shit like that, you know, and you don't want to eat a diseased animal. You don't know what the fuck that disease can do. Animals over there, they carry fucking different viruses. That's like over here, mosquitoes carry, or what the fuck is it? I can't even think about it. But I can't even think of the fucking virus. But yeah, mosquitoes carry one virus. You got the birds, the fucking bird flu and all that fucking shit, you know. The whole pandemic thing. They're like, oh, the bird flu's get out of hand. Birds are dying. Eggs are under attack. And that's why the price of eggs are going up. Salmonella, all that fucking shit. Diseases have been around for fucking decades. Been around for centuries, you know? But now it's like the government has control of that. Now they can do research in these biolabs to say, hey, how can I take this virus and make it airborne? Or make it in any which way that can affect the public? You know who's also going to be financed pretty big for that? Who's going to be financed for, well, who's going to be paid off pretty good? You know, who's going to get a lot of good money out of that? The big pharma. Yep, Biden killed millions of chickens a day. And then they blame Trump for his prices. Yeah. Eggs have been going up since before Biden left office. But you know they're fucking saying, when in doubt, blame Trump.
Not the same. So when you look at coronaviruses for SARS and MERS, for example, when they entered the human species, which they did via an intermediate, they never learned how to go human to human. Even to this day, they don't know how to go human to human. So you can't equate Ebola with a coronavirus.
Now, why do you think you were excluded from those calls?
Because it was...
You know, it's funny he says that, too. That was another thing. Remember how they kept saying that C-19 was evolving over, like, a course of 2 years? It was just evolving. It evolves. And it's true. Viruses do evolve, but they get weaker. They get weaker as they evolve into something else. Yeah, $8 for 18 count of eggs in Oklahoma. Jesus Christ, man. Fuck Christ. That's why the prices of food are going up, you know? And you know who I blame for that? USAID. That's who I blame. because they're foreign funding and shit like that, and they're talking about you're going to kill people by defunding us and all. Y'all are fucking funding these biolabs that are creating the fucking diseases that's causing the food prices to go up. If bird flu is the biggest issue right now, it's because USAID is taking my money and your money and their money and using it to fund shit like this. What can we do for Trump's presidency when he returns? Let's have a bird flu pandemic. Yeah. The bird flu. It's going to rise the cost of eggs. It's going to kill birds, it's going to kill chickens. Yeah. The cost of eggs is going to go up to $10 a fucking carton, And there's a lot of food out there that use eggs, that take eggs. Well, there's a lot of food, not all food out there that takes eggs. And you know what? Sadly, I hate to fucking admit it, but the ones that are getting by cheaply, the ones that don't have to worry about it, the ones that aren't affected by it, I hate to admit, are vegans. Vegans can eat all the fucking salad they want, all the tofu they want. See, there's a difference between vegan and vegetarian. And I learned this by talking with some vegans on TikTok. Now, vegans, they're just like liberals. They're just like LGBT, liberal-based dumb motherfuckers, right? Like, they'll look at you and they'll call you all the fucking names in a book because you eat cows and shit, right? What differs vegans from vegetarians still eat certain products that come from animals, like milk, eggs, and such like that. Vegans don't touch anything that comes from an animal. They won't drink milk. They won't eat eggs. Yeah, that's the difference that's the difference. They will not eat anything dairy. Dairy comes from cows and chickens and stuff like that, eggs and all. Vegans won't touch it. So I guess if you're vegan, hey, you're living it cheap. All you got to do is buy yourself some tofu, some soy milk, and buy a shit ton of cabbage and lettuce, because let me tell you something. Yeah, while the rest of us in America are fucking rocking with fucking high-priced meats, eggs, all that shit, it's still going up. And you got the USAID that are fucking funding all these damn viruses, to all these biolabs. That's where bird flu comes from, of course. They probably... Yeah, they probably, evolved that shit. But yeah, getting back to the evolved part. Remember when they were saying that C-19 was getting stronger, or it was evolving into something else? Which is true. Viruses do evolve, when you read up on it. But there's a lot of viruses that do evolve or de-evolve in a sense to where they get weaker. Over time, viruses do get weaker. They are strongest when they're first introduced to a population, yeah. But they do get weaker over time. You have vegetarian friends. You had friends vegetarian because health problems. Vegans are just a cult of that's all they are. They try to make you feel guilty for eating meat. Yes, they are. Vegans will wish death upon you. That's why I hate them motherfuckers. I will sit there and gladly eat a hamburger in front of a vegan. And I will smile. I'll make all the fucking noises. I will chew with my mouth open and shit. I will do anything I can to piss a vegan off. That's the kind of person I am. They can sit there and be like, fuck you, I wish death upon you. I'm like, I bet you didn't wish death upon this juicy cow. Oh, this cow lived a nice long life. Cooked medium rare. Oh, I can feel it. I can feel pieces of it sliding down my throat into my stomach as my stomach acid is evolving it into waste and has taken all the protein out of it and is feeding it through my body while the rest of it is decomposing and digesting in my intestines. And that's how I am. Australia has the worst vegans. Australians I say that's probably one place I never want to fucking visit. I hear there's like a lot of bad shit that happens down there. I mean, I don't know if that's where you live or whatever. I mean, this is just shit that I hear, I mean, I know Australia must have some beautiful landmarks and shit like that. But I don't know. It was too hot for me. Too much heat. I mean, maybe I would love to visit one day. I don't fucking know. But even their fucking laws are real strict. Like, I heard, what was it, 2-3 years ago, where they had the martial law down there? Or UK. Yep, that too. But yeah, Australia was under martial law 2-3 years ago because of this fucking shit too. Remember that? Yeah. They were under martial law. People couldn't fucking come out of their houses. If they did, they were fucking arrested and shit like that. They were under martial law for, I think, a month. It may not have been a month, but they were under martial law for a little bit. That's fucked up. I remember when this whole thing started, when this whole thing broke out. And I was watching that movie Outbreak with Dustin Hoffman and Rene Russo. It's a good fucking movie from the 90s. That was during COVID. Yeah, that was during COVID. Yeah, it was. That's right. It was. But, yeah, I was watching that movie Outbreak. And it seems like everything in that movie happened in real life. There was like 2 or 3 movies out there that show the effects of an outbreak, what it can do to society. And that's exactly what happened. That's what people fucking went through. People were getting sick. People were dying. There was fucking martial law going on during the scandemic and shit like that. But yeah, let me tell you something. Yep, Outbreak. It was a good movie, man. But yeah, like, when he's talking about, you know, how, you know, certain viruses don't attach themselves to certain, you know, beings, right? Remember when they said animals could not contract COVID? That I may have been the only one that heard that vaguely, but I remember when it first started outbreaking, and people were talking about how COVID does not affect animals. I may be wrong. Let me look that up. Did COVID affect alarm after alarm affect animals? I may have been wrong about that. See what you should know about COVID and your pets. That's from the CDC. Dog COVID. I remember that. Oh shit. I remember that. Oh shit. Yeah. Let's see. Cases. A small number of pets, animals have been affected. There have been several cases of zoo animals testing positive for the virus and become sick. The virus has also been detected in animals. Let's see. Dogs, cats, ferrets, fruit bats, gorillas, pangolins, hamsters, minks, sea otters, pumas, snow leopards. Talking about snow leopards? Who the fuck sees a snow leopard having fucking COVID? How would you fucking know that? Tigers, lions, hyenas, hippos, tree shrews, and white-tailed deer can be affected with and tested positive with at least one virus. Oh my god. Who the fuck's gonna have the balls to go out and test a snow leopard or a fucking lion for fucking COVID? Oh my god, man. I mean, not unless, okay, if they were in the zoo and they tested them in the zoo, okay, I can see that. But who the hell's going to go out in the fucking wild safari and be like, let's go find some snow leopards in the mountain. Let's see if they test positive for fucking COVID. Jesus, I swear, the fucking country, the fucking government, and they just fucking this shit amazes me to this day still. It still amazes me. I swear to God it does. I remember that shit, you dead dog COVID. Oh my god. Oh my god, just like during the fucking scandemic. Oh my god. The biggest thing that nobody was worried about food. I mean, they were worried about food, but the biggest fucking thing they were worried about was fucking shit paper. Everybody was worried about shit paper. Everywhere you went, shit paper was sold out. You could not go into Walmart and buy shit paper. We go to Costco, Target, whatever. Wherever had fucking toilet paper, God forbid, people were buying that up. Remember that shit? There was no COVID pandemic. It was a fucking toilet paper pandemic. Jesus Christ. People were sitting on thousands of dollars of shit paper. And then when everything calmed down, right? When everything quieted down and everything was under control, and we got the jabs in, you know, the Modernas and all that shit, and people were sitting there looking in their closets and like, oh shit, the hell am I going to do all this fucking toilet paper? People were selling toilet paper on Facebook and eBay, $100 a fucking roll. $100 a fucking roll. Seen that guy steal for 1,000 eggs from the truck. I did see that. Yeah, I did see that sometime today. Yeah, egg. Somebody stole fucking eggs and shit. Jesus Christ. People were on eBay selling toilet paper for $100 for a fucking roll. Yeah, baby formula too, yep. Because you need baby formula. Those are the things that you really need right there. But I will say, like, people were talking about, oh, we're going to have fucking chronic diarrhea from this. It's like, how you going to have chronic diarrhea from COVID? COVID is upper respiratory and shit, you know? But then again, nobody knew anything about this virus. No one knew shit. All we knew was where it came from, and we had leaked evidence of where it came from, which was a lab in Wuhan, and it's now confirmed, and they were funded by USAID. We spent 3 years of hell wearing masks, getting shots. People lost their jobs. People who were entrepreneurs lost their businesses. Shopping malls went under. Stores went under. Stores are still going under. Everybody's taking up online buying. You can't go out and shop. Order the shit online. Go pick it up or have it delivered to your fucking house. I mean, yes, it made it convenient and all. But the saddest part of everything was the fact that it took away the joy of going out and just exploring. Like, there was a time where I used to like going to Walmart. I used to like walking around Walmart. Yeah, people still losing jobs because they keep getting robbed. Yeah. That's true too. That whole thing it was just so fucking depressing, man. Just like seeing, you know, shopping malls going under because of this shit, you know, spots like Amazon online. You can go online with a lot of these stores now. You can order shit. You can have it delivered to your house, you know. It just takes the joy out of it. It really does. It killed off a lot of businesses. It really did. Online tutoring, you know, schools. The teachers were, you know, teaching kids over fucking Zoom calls and shit, or Google Hangouts or whatever they were using. I think it was Google Hangouts. I can't remember what it was. Yeah. You send your kids home with a fucking Chromebook, a glorified web browser on a fucking tablet that, shit, you might as well get yourself a goddamn Windows 98 based computer from the fucking 90s. That works a hell of a lot better than that fucking shit, let me tell you. But yeah, kids couldn't go out and play with each other. They couldn't interact with each other. They had to talk. They had to see each other on a fucking computer screen. The kids were greatly affected by it, you know? I mean, how fun is it to go to a park wearing a fucking mask, running around? Like, those masks didn't do fucking shit for you. You couldn't touch each other, so tag was out of it. You couldn't be 6 feet. You had to be fucking more than 6 feet away from fucking people, you know? And that was Fauci saying that. That was Biden saying that. That was the World Health Organization saying that. That was the CDC saying that, you know? All over something that they fucking created. They had this shit in the bag. Yeah, they mask when the mask would give you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the biggest thing. Just like when the whole thing started out, people were told to wear masks, so we were going everywhere for masks. Masks were fucking sold out. You couldn't even go into a store. You had to have something covering your face just so you could go buy masks. We got a cigarette depot near me. I had to wear my shirt up over my nose and shit just so I can go in and buy masks. That was one of the only other places that I knew that had a certain type of mask that we could buy. Yeah. And then remember wearing gloves? They told people to wear those rubber gloves, those plastic rubber gloves that you see people in the hospitals use, the nursing gloves, you know? And I was sitting there at work one day, and I was, watching the guy clean the counter. He had a mask on, and he had gloves on. And I made the comment about it. I was like, I don't know why they got us wearing gloves. And even though he said, oh, it's to protect us from the germs, we could pick up the germs, I'm like, well, don't they know that gloves carry germs too? So if you get germs, oh, you're making breakfast burritos, nice, man. Shit, making me something to eat here soon myself. But yeah, I told the guy, I was like, what is the purpose of wearing gloves? Germs stick to gloves. You spread germs just as much with gloves as you would with your hands. At least with your hands, you could use hand sanitizer. Everybody had hand sanitizer on hand. You see how long them gloves lasted? You see how long them gloves lasted? People wore gloves for like a month until they all figured out gloves carry germs. They attract germs. You're spreading germs faster with gloves. They did not help at all. Just use hand sanitizer. Everybody was using fucking hand sanitizer then. There was something else that they tried to claim that COVID caused. That was a big fucking joke. I think it had something to do with your feet. Every time the Democrats came out and said something idiotic about COVID and say, oh, COVID will cause you to do this. It'll cause you to do that. COVID will cause you to have erectile dysfunction. I just fucking laughed at it. They knew nothing about this. Even though they fucking made the shit, they knew nothing about it, right? So then what happens? Trump did what he could to immediately get with a lot of these pharmacies, these pharma companies, and whoever he was going through to try to get vaccines made. Trump was doing what he can to get vaccines. He was trying to do studies of this shit. Trump was trying to do studies to see what can combat COVID. But you know who took the credit for that? Yeah, old Biden. Everybody voted against Trump. That was their one way of getting Trump out of office. They created something. They created a weapon. They put it out there just in time for the 2020 elections, 2021, whatever. They put it out there just in time for the elections. They want to see how Trump can handle the situation, and he was trying his damnedest. He was. But they had the American people convinced, brainwashed and convinced that Trump was handling it poorly. But Biden can do much better. Oh, yes, Biden can do so much better, right? What did he do the very first day he got in office? Biden did? He shut down that fucking pipeline from Alaska. Yeah, every day on or Trump citing something Joe Biden would never do. Trump has done a lot more in the last 3 weeks than Biden has ever done in his fucking life. And that's the goddamn truth. But yeah, that whole COVID thing, that was their way of getting Trump out of office. And then Biden comes in, he fucks everything up, shuts down the oil pipeline, tells everybody, you need to get the shot. You get the shot, or you're you're basically a terrorist. You're outlaw terrorist if you go unvaccinated. How are you going to sit there and tell the American people that they're fucking terrorists? for not getting the shot. Some president he was, right? Told people that, yeah, he signed one if Iran kills him. Yeah, I've seen that too. Hey, Trump said he's got a backup plan for that. He said, yep, anything happens to me, and it's through Iran. If Iran tries to do anything to me, to try to assassinate me, he's got a backup plan. He said, nuke the fuck out of them. I agree with that. Nuke them. That's where all the fucking terrorists are at. That's where all of our shit is at. I guarantee you that's where all of our shit is at. The shit that Biden left behind, that's where it's all at. Right there in fucking Iran. That's exactly where all that fucking shit is. Ah, damn, man. Yeah, Biden, he fucked everything up. These last 4 years, he really fucked it all up. It just fucking amazes me, man. It really does. And then everybody saw through it. Everybody finally saw through it the last 2 years, 3 years, of what Biden was doing, what Harris was doing, what they were doing, what they weren't doing. They all got tired of it. Trump decided to run. Oh, we gotta get rid of Trump. We gotta get rid of Trump. Charges. Let's sue him. Let's put charges on him for this. Trump beat every fucking charge. That pissed him off. We gotta keep him from running. We gotta keep him from running. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Well, guess what? The American people spoke. He got the popular vote. He got the electoral vote. He got the Senate. He got the House. He got every fucking thing, man. And here he is to this day, keeping up with his promises. Oh, they're bringing Musk to court. I saw that. Somebody came out yesterday and said that they were introducing articles of impeachment against Trump. Like, really? You all are going to try your goddamnedest to get him out of office already? He ain't done shit wrong. They are not going to impeach Trump. In fact, they are going to be the biggest laughingstocks of this fucking world. The biggest laughingstocks. I'm going to impeach you. And Trump's just sitting there saying, okay, sir, and stuff. But my God, there was just so much going on. Like you said, yeah, the Riley Gaines Act, protection against Christians. Or how about that executive order? And that is the screenshot for the stream, you guys. The executive order he signed to keep men out of women's sports. That is one of the best things that he has signed in alongside the Lincoln Riley Act and all them. You know how many women cheered him on for that shit yesterday? Why are there fucking mentally fucked in the head men who think that, oh, I'm too weak to compete in men's sports. They beat me. If I put on a wig and a dress and a thong and compete in women's sports, I could beat the fuck out of them and I could win something. Yay! Now I identify as a 10-year-old girl. What the hell is wrong with this fucking country? For the last 4 years, we've dealt with, if it wasn't bad enough that we dealt with Biden and Harris and all that retarded shit, we're dealing with mentally ill fuckheads who think they're a fucking different sex and gender, and they can do this and that. I could compete in women's sports. I can use the women's bathroom. There was a video I saw on Instagram. Hold on, I think I still have it. You guys gotta see this shit. This is fucking sick shit, man. This is real fuck sick shit. Let me see if I can find it here. I think I have it on Instagram. Now it's gotta fucking load up. Let's see here. Did I save it? I saved a lot of fucking videos on Instagram. I don't think I saved it. I don't think it's on here. What's this one here? No, that's not it. So, there's a video that I saw Yeah, the guy wasn't even good swimmer. He was the bottom of the men's league. Yeah. It's like, if you're not good for the men's league, if you're not cut out for fucking sports and shit like that, just fucking quit. I'm sure you're good at something else. There was a video that I've watched. This man, he took his daughter to the bathrooms. They're like, I guess they're at a park, so there's like a little outhouse sort of with bathrooms. And he's like, parents, if you have a daughter, check the bathrooms. And his girl went into the women's bathroom. And he was like, check the stalls, see if there's anybody in there. There was a guy in the women's bathroom. He had just washed his hands and he walked over. And he was like, yep, that's why I said check the stalls. And he looked at the guy, he said, why are you in the women's bathroom, man? You didn't know this was a women's bathroom? You didn't know it was, yeah, you seen that video too? Yeah. He was like, God damn. And the guy just walked out like it was fucking nothing. He walked out like it was fucking nothing. Couldn't use the fucking men's room. He had to use the fucking women's room. Fucking pedophiles. Fucking women abusers. Rapists. Fucking sickening. I've always said it. If I ever take any of my kids, and I got a stepdaughter and I have a daughter, if I take one of them to a bathroom, I'm going to fucking do that. I'm going to check the bathrooms. If I see a man coming out of that bathroom, I am not letting that motherfucker walk away. He's going to fucking limp away with a broken leg. And maybe something else. I do make that a fucking promise. And I'll tell the fucking police gladly, I'll say, this piece of shit was in the fucking women's room. I made sure I checked the bathroom when my daughter went in there. He was in there. I'm not letting him leave all in one piece. I broke the fucker's leg. I broke the fucker's nose. I made him know. The next time you go into a women's room, I hope somebody does the same thing to you again. There should be no reason why any fucking man should use the opposite sex bathroom. I don't give a fuck if you are a cross-dresser. If you got a dick, you go where the dicks are. That's it. Yeah, even check if your son is... Yeah, exactly that too. Yeah. Checking your son, yeah, in the men's room too. There's a lot of fucking sick men out there. And that's why I've said, I always say on the program, when I say fuck LGBT, and I know if anybody's listening to me, they're probably thinking, oh, you're a fucking homophobe. Then I'm like, no. I support gay people. I support gay men, gay women. Nothing against them. Nothing at all. I respect them. What I don't respect or care for is the LGBT agenda. And part of that agenda is, one thing they'll never admit, but people always point out. It feels like they're trying to normalize pedophilia. And it's sickening. Just like the video of that teacher that went floating around for a little while where they were trying to say, the teacher was telling the class, oh, we don't call them that anymore. We call them, what the fuck was it? Youth attracted adults or something like that. I forgot what it is. I forgot what it was. Yeah, there's pedo color on the flag. Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah. Yeah, I remember somebody pointed that out. They were talking about the color spectrum of the pride flag, and they said there's a couple colors on there for for pedophiles. I remember seeing that too. And then people talking about, well, why are they taking down the pride flag? There's nothing wrong with it. It's a symbol for the gay community. No, it's a symbol of fucking hate. If anything, I would compare the pride flag to the Nazi flag. Same thing with Black Lives Matter. I don't support that fucking movement either. It's a racial fucking movement. I've always said that too on the program. Black Lives Matter. funded by fucking people, ran by fucking people who are just in it for money. That's all it was. That's all it has been for the last, how many fucking years for Black Lives Matter, you know? They made a shit ton of money off of that, and they squandered it. What was it, the 3 founders of Black Lives Matter? They used that fucking money to buy mansions and shit or something like that. I forgot what it was. Yeah, there was nothing wrong with the original flag. It was just a rainbow. Yeah, for happy colors, exactly. Rainbow, shit, rainbow? That was always a happy thing to see, you know? No matter what age group you are. If you grew up in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever, you know, rainbows was always a happy thing. The rainbow spectrum. In fact, like, growing up, gay was defined by 2 ways. Whether it's a male or female who is, you know, attracted to people of the same sex affectionately. And gay also meant you were happy. Yep, rainbows are in the Bible as well. Yep, they are. But yeah, how many people today remember or even still know that the word gay is also another way of saying you're happy? You're gay with joy. It doesn't mean you're gay in a homosexual way. But it's weird how people will use, you know, take certain words and they'll use them in a certain sense. Just like, what was it, Florida? So supposedly Florida banned people from saying the word gay? Like, really? How are you going to fucking fault somebody for just saying gay? That's gay. I'm gay. I'm gay with joy. Nope, can't say that or you're going to, you know, face jail time and a fine. Yeah, gay means happy. Queer means wired. Yeah. Gay has different definitions to it. Today's people, you know, today's Gen Z or whatever the fucking, you know, Gen Alpha or whatever these fucking kids are today, you know, they'll never know that unless you teach them, you know? Schools ain't gonna teach that fucking shit. Today's fucking society, man, I tell you. What else was I going to say? Oh, there was another thing I was going to talk about. I mean, yeah, we already know that, you know, USAID is fucking crooked as shit. What was it also? Yeah, there was a big fucking meltdown over a lot of fucking people. Well, there's this. This is an 11-minute video, but I'm not going to play that. But let's just say Jesse Waters from Fox News posted this. Yeah, Zoomers are the most dumbest generation. They don't know anything. Exactly. Like, even if I try to teach my kids something, I would hope that they would learn and retain that knowledge, you know, just like with math. I have an issue with Common Core math. I do not know why idiot educators introduced Common Core math. What is wrong with 2 plus 2? What's wrong with 2 times 2? What's wrong with 4 divided by 2? Nothing. But these educators with these so-called degrees, they want you to be part of the spectrum. They want you to learn Common Core math. What is 2 times 2? 4. Okay, I want you to show me how you got that. And don't do 2 times 2 equals 4. I want you to show me, I want you to break it down and show me how you got that answer. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Like, seriously, like, yeah, old Trump just shut that. Oh, I hope to God that's true, man. I hope to God that's true. That, yeah, like, I know he did shut down funding to a lot of schools, even though they're leaving it up to the states. I know he did shut down a lot of shit to the schools. I hope that's one of the things. Oh my God, man, that Common Core shit. The teachers want the parents to learn it, right? I'm not learning that shit. I'm 39 years old. I know how to do math one way, and that's what I fucking learned in school, right? So, my stepdaughter, and her friend were over here the other day, and I was looking at their homework. They're both in the 4th grade, learning fractions. I don't remember learning fractions in the 4th grade. They're pushing a lot of shit early on to kids because they feel like, oh, kids, they can retain a lot of good information. They're a lot smarter now. Really. That how come I had a meeting with the assistant principal at my stepdaughter's school along with her teacher, and they told me that the 4th grade levels, I don't know if it's just that school or if it's any other elementary school, but apparently the 4th grade level is having trouble with passing math. They're having trouble with the math lessons. It's a lot harder on them. I'm like, yeah, because you're pushing the shit onto them a lot earlier on. Their little minds are not going to wrap around fractions and shit that early. I mean, if they're smart enough to do it, kudos to them. But these two kids, Oklahoma's the worst education in America somehow. I heard that too. I heard Oklahoma is pretty bad with certain things. I did hear that too. But my stepdaughter's friend, he brought me his homework. And of course there was one fraction problem that they didn't put a space in between, so I figured that out. And I was reading the problem. I was trying to figure it out on my own. And I was like, you know what? Let me do this. Let me see if this works. So, everybody uses the AI programs, right? On your phones and shit. Microsoft has Copilot. Copilot's on phones. Copilot's on computer. I went to the Copilot website. And I said, solve this problem. And I typed the problem in exactly how it's worded. And the AI system went through the problem, solved it for me, gave me the answer, and I looked at him and I said, there's your answer. I was thinking smarter. It's like, work smarter, not harder. That whole saying, yeah. I was working smarter. I'm like, you know what? These fuckheads want me to learn Common Core math. I'm going to show them some common fucking sense. I ain't learning that fucking shit. If technology offers me a tool, I'm going to have the common sense to use it wisely. And that's what I fucking did. I used that fucking shit. I put the AI to the test, and it solved the fucking... It solved it for me, and I got the answer that I wanted, and I say, here you go. This is what it is. And he was supposed to write on the back how he got to that. I was like, oh, just this is how you figured it out. There you go. So I do want to thank Microsoft for that little website, that little program that they offered us, last year, Copilot. So I tell you what, if a problem arises, Copilot. Let me tell you something. You can make songs from the AI. I've typed in there, I said, write me lyrics to a song about such and such and such and such, and it'll do it. I swear to God, if you, after you guys stop listening to this show, go to Copilot.com and be like, okay, write lyrics for a song about, and it could be about your best friend, it could be about you, it could be about your family, anything. And I will guarantee it's going to write you 2 verses and a chorus, and maybe a bridge too. It's hilarious. Same thing with write a short story. You could even write a short fucking story. I've done it, and I've read them on the show. I don't know how far back. I think I might have done some episodes of Tune In Live with it. If not, I'm going to have to do one in the future. But yeah, you could take a topic. You could take characters. You can use your friend's name, you can use your girlfriend's name, boyfriend's name, whatever. Put it in there and say, write a story about how I met this person and this and this and that. And I shit you not, the AI system will write you a short story. It's neat. It's funny as hell. Let me tell you something. If next time you have a party or get together with friends, do that. I mean, that is a real it's a real treat, especially, like if you're having a party or something, Definitely check that shit out. But I will say, I used a tool. I used a tool to solve a fucking problem, a complicated problem that our educators made complicated for us. Like I said, I'm 39 years old. I don't remember a whole lot about math. I just know the simple shit. I know how to multiply. I know how to add, subtract, simple division, I know how to do all that. I'm not going to learn the fucking Common Core shit. I'm not going to fucking break down numbers to get to here, to get to there. I'm like, that's arithmetic for college students. That's simple arithmetic. That's stuff that astronauts learn when they're going up into space and shit. That's the kind of shit that you got right there, Ah, damn, simple life. But yeah, so we're approaching 3 hours. I'm not going to hit 4 hours, but there is one thing I do want to bring up. Just a little lighthearted, for the most part, So I came across a video the other day on Instagram. Now, Instagram, you can find some wild videos on Instagram. Let me tell you, you can find wild videos on Instagram. I found videos on there that flaunt the N-word. I'm not going to play them, no. But there are some videos on fucking Instagram, man. And one in particular I wanted to share on the show, which was absolutely hilarious to me. And just the comments alone. And it's a woman. And I guess she has throat cancer or something, just the way she talks. But let me tell you something, like, I have a dark sense of humor for certain things like that, but just listen to this video.
It's gonna be the day when we're gonna get back to you. So how? You know how? Well, you know what you had to do.
This is
I don't believe in anybody. Don't you know? Today is gonna be the day when we're gonna get back to you. So how?
This is a woman singing Wonderwall.
You know what you had to do. I don't believe
Song in F sharp.
Don't you know?
I gotta read the comments, man. Holy shit. Today is gonna be the day where I smoke a pack or two. Not my proudest nut. I'm so glad she cleared her throat. What was the other ones? I like the part where she turns into Antichrist. Wonderwall by Harley Davidson. Singing in COPD major. I'm sorry. I this is a woman doing that and all. It's just that's just my sickest sense of humor, Like I know people who've got throat cancer or whatever. I don't even know she has throat cancer. Maybe it's just the way she talks. It's funny to me. It's sad, but it's funny to me. But I'm pretty sure she would probably laugh at herself at it too. I mean, I know I would if I did that. But reading through these comments, like the comment section for this video, is just hilarious. Like, let's see. I miss who I was 5 minutes ago. My grandmother smoked a lot of cigarettes, and your mom. Oh yeah. Cigarettes, like, they can do some damage to you. I know that they really can. Like, you even got people that they get it really bad in their throat, where they got that hole in their throat. They have the surgeons cut a hole in their throat into their trachea, and then they gotta use like a voice box to talk. That kind of thing, to hold that box up to their throat, and they gotta sit and they can say something through it and all. Like, it's sad. It really is. Like, I know, God forbid, I shouldn't be laughing at it, but I mean, come on, give me a pass for this.
Believe in anybody you swear to about you now. Today's gonna be the day when we're gonna get back to you. So
it's like, today's gonna be the day. Oh my God, that hurts my throat right there. Jesus Christ. Oh shit! Somebody wrote Miley Cyrus 2049. You know, that interview that Miley Cyrus had, and everybody, like the videos where somebody's like shitting in his fucking toilet. Let's see. If she sings into a fan, she sounds normal. This one, I commented on because this one comment of the year for me. Yeah, that's wild. Miley Cyrus's voice. Yeah. I mean, she's getting older. She's maturing. You know, she's not that youngin' anymore. You know, she's not. She was what? Hannah Montana, I think it was. Yeah, you know, Hannah Montana. She's not that girl anymore. You know, she's grown up. She's an adult. She's a woman. Like, oh my God, her song. Okay, it was last year during what was it? The one award show where she came out, and Miley Cyrus. She had that hairstyle. I actually like some of her music. Yeah, I like a couple of her songs. I actually like Flowers. Flowers is pretty catchy to me. Actually, when she did that award show and Flowers, she had that hairstyle, and I was just like, oh my God, that's her. That is a gorgeous hairstyle. Like, she was just like gorgeous and sexy with that hairstyle. Like, she looks so mature. Like, she was like a very mature adult with that hairstyle. Like, she looks so fucking good. And I mean, she was cute with her short hair, you know, the way her hair was before and all that. But, you know, it's like, if you look up that video where she's on stage, you know, performing at the award show, you know, and she performed Flowers, like, just that hairstyle, that's her. I would love to see her with that hairstyle a lot more often. You know, that's just her. You know, that is a very mature look for her. I think she does really look really good with that hairstyle. She really does. Oh man. But yeah, even that song Flowers, she even added that little country twang to it. You know, like, you know, she's the daughter of a country singer. You know, Billy Ray Cyrus. But I did like that too. Like, in the song, even though it's poppy, it's very catchy. But she has that country that little country twang come out, you know, in her voice, where she does that little roll. She's like, "Don't understand," you know. She has a little country in her, you know. So yeah, I can definitely see her doing a country album. I really can see her doing that, and not Beyonce. But Beyonce's not fucking country. I don't care what anybody says. You know, she can try to do a country album, but I'm like, nah, she ain't fucking country. Billy Ray's not that good. Yeah, I never really listened to Billy Ray Cyrus. I don't think I ever heard of a single song from Billy Ray Cyrus. Like, I'm not too big of a country fan, but I do like some stuff. Like, you know, Toby Keith, poor Toby Keith, you know, rest in peace. He died last year. You know, there's some songs I like from Toby Keith. Lone Star, I think Lone Star is a little bit more on the countryside, you know. Keith Urban, I want to say, who the fuck? He had that song "Friends in Low Places." Who the fuck was he? Oh Christ, my fucking mind's going blank. I'm getting old. My fucking brain's wearing out now. But yeah, I mean, I got a little library of country music, you know, so I got an assortment of different things going on. But yeah, I will say, you know, somebody like, you know, Miley Cyrus, like I say, you know, I like her. I love her song "Flowers." You know, that's a guilty pleasure. There's my guilty pleasure right there. It's Flowers. It's a good, catchy song. Just like Dua Lipa. You know, Dua Lipa. You know, she has songs, "Break My Heart," and of course Houdini, which is very fucking catchy. Yes, every time Houdini comes on the radio, I'll sit there and play it. Yes, it's a guilty pleasure. Yeah, it's catchy. You know, it's some catchy music. So yeah, I think maybe some pop artists, maybe some pop music will, you know, win back. It's gonna make a comeback to where it's like, maybe not Britney Spears type music, because I did, I listened to Britney Spears back in middle school and high school. I've listened to Christina Aguilera. Yes, I was into Backstreet Boys, and yes, I was into NSYNC. I wasn't part of those groups where it was like, who are you? Are you team BSB or are you team NSYNC? You can't be both. You gotta be one or the other. I'm like, fuck y'all. I like them both. All right, I will fucking do Shape of My Heart and Bye Bye Bye, okay? I listen to fucking both. I even listen to 98 Degrees. Does anybody even talk about 98 Degrees anymore? Like, goddamn, what the fucking album was, Give Me One Night, Una Noche, I think it's called. You love Backstreet Boys. They are still around. They are still around. I think NSYNC is making a comeback, or they're still around. I don't even know about 98 Degrees. 98 Degrees, they had their time, and, it's like, I haven't even heard anything about them in a few years. But there's, like, so many, different boy bands, Yeah, I listened to Aaron Carter when he was a kid. I didn't listen to Aaron Carter when he grew up, but I did listen to Aaron Carter, Aaron's Party, shit. You know what? I'm going to save all of that for another stream. Fuck it. I'm going to save all that for a separate stream. Talk about music and all. Yeah, but just so much good shit, just so much good music, like I mostly listen to like hard rock, heavy metal stuff, but I also listen to a lot of like, classic oldies, like, 50s, 60s, 70s stuff, 80s. I listen to all different eras of music. I have an appreciation for music and the evolution of music, doo-wop, hip-hop, R&B, all that stuff, so I have a selection of different artists that I do listen to. It also depends on my mood. It depends on my mood and what I'm doing. Like sometimes if I'm sitting here playing a game, I'm either listening to Limp Bizkit and Korn, or I'll be listening to the Beatles and Elvis, or something from like Smokey Robinson or the Temptations. It just depends on my mood. Or maybe I'll go with something poppy. Maybe I'll do Christina Aguilera, or some of those artists, maybe early J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, late 90s, early 2000s, that kind of stuff, certain things that I grew up with, stuff I listened to in like middle school and high school, so those are my things, but I will definitely make a separate stream of that in the future, because Tuned In Live is not just all about political stuff. It's about other things. So I will definitely do an episode of Tuned In Live where I'm talking about just nothing but music. You guys in the chat, I know you'll be here, Cat Planet. I know you'll be here. I know Hoyt will be here. We'll talk about music. Just different decades of music. We'll talk about music. We'll make a stream of it. There we go. And speaking of music,
it's gonna be the day when we're gonna get back to you. So how you know what you had to do. I don't believe in it.
God. Oh God, here's one comment for that though. WD-40 should fix that. Oh my God. Like I said earlier, I didn't get a chance to read this one. This was my favorite comment. This one made me laugh so fucking hard. This person wrote, "Who fed her after midnight?" I wrote in, dude, this wins internet 2025. Who fed her after midnight? Let's see. I got secondhand smoke just by watching this. I like when she turns the distortion on. Let's see. I loved you in the Mucinex commercials. Do me a favor and like this comment once you see. Okay. Is there any more comments? There's got to be more comments than that. There has to be. There's got to be more fucking comments than that. What is this? Okay, there are more comments, I think. Nah, that's just the same shit that I read. Nope, there are some more. Hold on. Oh, here's a good one. Somebody put in all caps, "The power of Christ compels you." The power of Christ compels you. Oh, this other person. This other person put anyone else have trouble breathing. One guy put, I had to watch it 4 times just to stop laughing so I could see through the tears to read the comments.
Anybody feels gratitude about you now.
Oh God, here's one. The age of man is over. The time of orc is now. Oh shit. Oh, let's see. It took me an embarrassingly long time to realize she's singing. It didn't take me long to realize that. Who wants to pitch in for pizza when we go to hell? Oh, shit, my neck.
Today is gonna be the day when we're gonna get back to you. So how? You know what you had to do. I don't believe in it.
Dude, can I share this? Yes, I can copy the link. Yes. All right. So now that you'll see who this woman is and what she looks like, I'm gonna put that shit in the main hangout in the Discord. It's on Instagram. Well, I'm gonna share that on my buddy's Discord next. Let's see. If you play this backwards, you lose your soul immediately. Sounds like a diesel truck trying to start in negative 20 degree weather. There is no Dana, only Zool.
Today is gonna be the day when we're gonna get back to you.
Oh, shit. When she started singing in gravel driveway. I'm dead. It's like a scene from The Exorcist if it was a musical. If you or a loved one had been diagnosed with mesothelioma.
I don't believe in anybody.
I know I'm going to hell.
Gratitude.
I got a teacher's pet chair waiting for me right there at the fucking door, man. She's somebody's one that got away. I'm sure she is. I'm gonna take my inhaler for her. Oh god, then there's a fucking gif of Pizza the Hut from Spaceballs. Oh god, it puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
So you know what you had to do. I don't believe in it.
Singing an F sharp. Somebody put she's speaking in burp. Somehow this pack of lit cigarettes has gained consciousness and is singing Oasis.
I don't believe in anybody. Feels gratitude about you now.
Oh god, emphysema is an instrument.
Gonna be the day when we're gonna get back to you. So how?
This gave me PTSD. Oh my god.
I don't believe in anybody.
She sounds like Soundwave from the old Transformers cartoon. The record played backwards after the cough. There you go. Wonderwall in the key of Chainsaw.
I don't believe in anybody. Feels gratitude.
Sounds like Darth Vader. You know, it's odd that you said that, because the next question, I feel like she's about to ask me to bring her Han Solo.
I don't believe in anybody. Feels gratitude about you now.
COPD major.
Today is gonna be the day when we're gonna get back to you.
Are these repeating?
So how?
Oh, what is this? I got second. Oh yeah, that's a repeat. I think some of these are fucking repeats. Let's see. Yep, looks like it's on repeat. I mean, I'm pretty sure I thought there was more comments to it. The dropping into third gear. Jabba the Hutt. Yep, that's in there too. That GIF is in there too. Jabba the Hutt. These comments are crushing me more than she could. Somebody put, I was going to watch porn, just going to curl up in a ball now.
It'll be the day when we're going to get back to you. So now, you know what you had to do.
Songs in the key of death.
I don't believe in anybody.
This poor angler fish is choking on gravel, and you lot are all standing around doing nothing. Her vocal cords got Jake breaks. Somebody put, I got lung cancer listening to her. Oh, god damn. Oh, shit. Is this a cigarette ad? Hey, look, there's a gift of those fucking Roger droids from Phantom Menace. Oh, yep, that's Agara from the Dark Crystal. She definitely has someone frozen in carbonite hanging in her living room. Is it speaking a language or just making a noise? Somebody said it's the brown note.
So you know what you have to do. I don't believe in anybody.
Oh, God.
Feels right about you.
A return to form for Miley Cyrus. I was waiting for the furniture to start floating. This is the voice I hear in my nightmares. You know when you're a kid and scared of something is in your closet?
When we're gonna get back to you.
Return to Mexico.
You know what you had to do.
Watching this hurts my throat. Long ago in 3000 BC. Here you go, Captain. Darth Vader sings Wonderwall. When you start the diesel in the morning. Jabba the Hutt and the Marlboro Man had a love child.
Today's gonna be the day when we're gonna get back to you. So how you know?
Oh, there's a gif of Golem.
I don't believe in anybody.
She said, I don't believe in magic. I think she did. I think she did. Oh, fuck. Definitely doesn't smoke. Oh my god, we found Optimus Prime. You don't always die from tobacco. Hey, there's a gif of Krang from Ninja Turtles. Oh god, there's the gift of the priests. The power of Christ compels you. She lives at Bikini Bottom with SpongeBob. My precious. Oh god. Let's see here. It's as if she gargles with cigarette ashes. Oh shit. Somebody said, I am Groot. Oh fuck. Somebody just said, I'm scared. Carol Ann, go into the light.
Today's gonna be the day when we're gonna get back to you.
Bruh, when the beat drops. I guess that's when she coughs.
You know what you had to do. I don't believe in
Oh my god, that thing gained bass.
about you now.
Oh my god, listen to that shit when she coughs.
Today's gonna be the day when we're gonna get back to you. So how? You know what you had to do. I don't believe it.
Oh my god!
Feels I do about you now.
She gained bass with that. Oh shit. Did she burp the whole song? Fuck me. Oh god. Dole with it. Barbara the Hutt. A speaking and blown speaker. COPD in full swing. Alright. I went on for what, 8-9 minutes with that shit? Jesus Christ, I gotta stop. Oh my god. I'll tell you something. If somebody were to tell me I was gonna go to hell, I would look right at him and said, bitch, I already got a reservation. I got a seat next to the main throne. We're gonna sit there, we're gonna wait for the busload to come in, and we're gonna go toot toot through the fucking fires of hell. That's gonna be the song playing on the fucking speaker too. Wonderwall by Marlboro. That's what I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna call her Marlboro. But I do say though, like, you know, it's said that there are people that, you know, they do develop throat cancer that way, you know, from smoking, and all smoking is bad for you. I don't smoke. I've tried it once. Didn't even know how. I couldn't even fucking puff it. I didn't even know how to puff a goddamn cigarette. I didn't even know what I didn't know what I was doing. Thank God I didn't know. I never fucking smoked a cigarette. I don't plan on doing it. I don't care if I'm fucking stressed out. I will fucking deal with it. But yeah, I mean, that woman sang. She really sang. I'll give her that, you know. Sing with all your heart. It's just, you know, yeah, smoke it up, kids. That's your future. You go out there, it's Cochise and a Marlboro, man. Yep. Am I going to hell? Shit. I already got a reservation there, man. I'll be the first one down that motherfucker. Yeah, cigarettes aren't the problem. It's the kids and the vaping. Yeah, vaping's gonna do it. Vaping does a lot more harm to you. That's what the people say, because you don't know what kind of chemicals are in that shit. Like, people are worried about fucking tobacco and the chemicals in the filters of the cigarettes and shit. You know, that cigarettes have been around for fucking hundreds of fucking years. You know, like cigarettes with filters and shit, that's been a thing throughout the whole 1900s, basically, you know? Filtering cigarettes, you know, for flavor and shit like that. That's always been a fucking thing. They're so fucking worried about that, but then they'll have people, you know, with vapes, you know, smoke a vape. It's odorless, you know, it's more healthier for you. Yeah, pump in more fucking chemicals that you don't fucking know about into your body. Yeah. Go ahead and do that. Tobacco's not bad. It's just how it's made, yeah. Like, if you just get straight tobacco and roll your own cigarettes like that, like, shit, it's natural. Tobacco is grown. It's just like marijuana. It's fucking grown. It does have side effects to it, yeah, but it's not that bad. Now, when you add the chemicals, you know, the flavoring and shit, like menthol and all that, those chemicals, that's what creates your cancer right there. That's what does you in right there. That's why, like, you know, Biden, he was thinking about, you know, banning cigarettes and shit. Like, you can't do that, though, but, you know, they try to ban fucking cigarettes. Like, ban the fucking chemicals, you know? Like, you don't ban the whole fucking thing. People live off fucking cigarettes. You know, they could fucking smoke tobacco, just do away with the goddamn, the filters and shit. Do away with the chemicals, but they don't want to do that. Nah, they don't fucking do that. They'll do away with fucking whole cigarettes. They'll do away with all that fucking shit cold turkey before they deal away with certain chemicals. That's why, like, RFK or whoever it was recently they banned red dye, the red dye in foods and shit, because supposedly it's linked to cancer and other mental illnesses and shit like that. I forgot what it was, a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, it's linked to a lot of stuff. I mean, it's amazing. Like the foods we grew up with, the foods we grew up eating, the things we grew up drinking, the beverages and shit like that, all the chemicals that are in that stuff. It's amazing what our body has taken in over the last 30 years, of our lifetime, what our body's taken in. A lot of it's not so natural. It's all fucking pre-made shit. I mean, hell, look at teenagers nowadays. You got 13, 14-year-olds out there with fucking D-sized tits, man. 13, 14-year-old girls with fucking porn star tits. And you think they're fucking 18 or 19, but they're fucking 13 and 14 and shit, Like, what the fuck are they putting in goddamn foods? 13, 14-year-olds back in the 60s and the 70s, they didn't fucking look like that. They look like fucking hookers, I hate to say that about fucking kids today, but, the fucking foods, the shit that they eat, that's got a major fucking effect on kids today, I tell you. Oh, Christ. But anyway, guys, over 3 hours. Go ahead and cut this short. I got some stuff to take care of. I got some stuff coming. But I do like to thank you guys for being here. Even if I was just talking to you, Captain, it's always a pleasure talking to you. Always a pleasure having you here. You guys can watch this. You're probably watching this after it's been presented live to you. It is uploaded on our YouTube channel. It's going to be re-uploaded onto Twitch. And I'm going to upload this onto our Rumble. So if you guys watch it on Rumble, hit that follow button over there. All this stuff will be uploaded to Rumble as well as YouTube and such. And I will be here again next Friday. If anything else happens in the news, I will save it for next Friday's episode. If not, it may be a random. Maybe we'll talk about music. Maybe we'll talk about video games again. I don't know. We will pick a topic for the show, mix it up a little bit, mince it up a little bit. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episodes. I might stream again this weekend. If I do, keep an eye out for that. Good seeing you all today. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Discord. And until next time, guys, stay tuned in.
What we do here is go back.
Loud.